Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, this is officially the start to a new series. This is going to be the how to make a tower defense game series and stuff. And as the title implies, like in the brackets and stuff, I'm going to be basing this off of tower defense. That's going to be like like the game. Like I did research of the game, went played the game, and I'm like, okay, here's how these things work. And then I'm like, okay, so let me try to recreate, replicate, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I'm basing off of tower defense and stuff. I'm not going to literally do everything that that game has. If you watch my Battleground series, you'll see I do a lot of the stuff that the regular game has, but I won't and probably can't do literally everything. But yeah, so this is the start of the series. Y'all already know the drill. If you show this video lots of love and support, then I got y'all with part two, part three, and etc. etc. I'll keep the series going as long as y'all keep showing the video love, watch the video, leave a like and stuff. If you guys find any bugs, have any suggestions of things you want to see in regards to this series, let me know in the comments and I got y'all. So this is just part one. This is going to be the summoning system and setting up the basic UI. Then part two will obviously handle setting up like the little area for the NPCs stuff to move around like in our track so that they walk to I don't really know what to call it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like when you're playing a tower defense game and like you have the enemies coming from this side and they slowly walk down a track over here to this side, which is your side, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so honestly we're gonna spend most of our time setting up the UI in my opinion, but let's try to blow through it real quick. Okay, so first things first, let's set up the UI. Like I said, we're going to head on over to Starter GUI and insert a screen GUI. You're going to want to rename this GUI to Core GUI. You want to disable reset on spawn, and then we're going to go ahead and insert a text button, right? I am going to rename set text button to summon, or I'm just added here, but yeah, summon text button, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the button mad small. So sizing is going to be like 50, right? And then I'm going to set the text, you guys can set the properties to whatever you want, right? Like you don't have to set, you guys don't have to use the same colors as me, the same position and all that stuff. You guys don't have to do all that. What you do have to do is make sure you parent everything correctly. Make sure you name everything just the way I have. Make sure you name everything exactly how I have. You guys can choose all the colors, the fonts, and all that stuff. That's up to y'all. But yeah, you do, and the sizing and all that stuff. That's up to y'all. But you guys do have to make sure you name everything correctly. If you don't know what you're doing, I should say. So yeah, so I'm gonna change the text color. I'm sorry, I'm gonna change the text stroke. First, I'm gonna make the transparency 0, then make the text stroke white. Then I'm gonna make the background nice and green. I believe these were the colors in tower defense. I really don't remember. I'm assuming that's why I chose these colors, but yeah. And then I'm gonna make the button a little bit bigger, so like maybe 70, and then I'm going to insert a UI corner. Again, optional. I just think it looks nice. Plus, this is how they had the UI in the game. So yeah. So I'm gonna have my button. I'm gonna drag it down here, and then I'm going to set the text to summon, and then as the name implies, here's how you're gonna summon. Oh, so by the way, I did this a little differently, right? If it really bothers y'all, I can do it exactly how the game made it and stuff. But again, this is just the first video just to, test the waters, see how people, see how the video is received, the reception, you know what I'm saying? So I made the summon system instead of you walking to like a NPC and then or not like an NPC, but like you guys know what I'm talking about. Like there would be like a little building, like something you would walk to it and then the menu would pop up. I just made it so like it's a button and stuff, but I can change it if you guys want. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna make it a little bit longer, make the button a little bit longer, simply just because I want the text to just be like on one line. There we go. So summon, right? Boom. Now that we've made that, let me go ahead and duplicate this. You can just, while having it selected, can press Control D, Control plus D, and then you can rename this to units text button. As name implies, just how you would view all of your units, like all the stuff you summon and that you own. Then we're just gonna drag it right under it. Going to make it a nice light blue. So for the color, nice, yeah, but something like that. And then of course change the text to units, and then boom. Now let's get into setting up each individual buttons UI stuff, right? So first things first, I'm gonna get to setting up unit, and then we're gonna go to summons. Okay, so inside of the unit text button, we're gonna go ahead and want to insert a frame into it, right? I'm gonna insert a frame. I'm going to set the position to 5, 0, -3, okay, I have no idea what was going on, but I'm set to 5, 0, comma -3, 0, and then we're going to set the size to 0, 500, 0, 250. So boom, right? Then I'm gonna make the background a nice light blue. We're really just gonna copy and paste this for when it comes time to make the other one, right? And then I'm also give it a nice little border, so something like that. And then I'm just gonna make it like a nice, like kind of dark blue color, like bluish color, right? I feel like I can move this up just a little bit, yeah. Just make sure it's like in the middle. Make sure it's nice in the middle. There we go. All right. And then you're gonna go ahead and rename this to units frame, right? And once you've done that, we're gonna go ahead and insert a text label. So boom, to the text label in there. You're going to want to throw this above the frame, just a little bit above, and then you're going to want to make the background transparency set that to 1. You're going to want to rename this to units text label. This is just simply the title. It's the header. So bold text, rich text, scale the text, set the text to units. And then I'm gonna make the text color white, and then set the text stroke transparency to 0. Make the text stroke color. I don't know why I struggle to say that. Text stroke color to a nice kind of bluish color, I want to say. But then I don't want it to be blinding. It's like 0.5. And you got a nice little blue ring around it, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and insert the close button. So let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to insert a, did I put it in the frame? Yeah, I did, yeah. So I'm going to insert a text button into the units frame. I'm going to rename this to close button. It's been a while since I've actually had a close button for UI, but yeah. Rename it to close button. Background color will be red, right? And then we're going to go down here, bold text, rich text, you guys know the drill, scale text, just set it to an X. Then you want the text color to be white with a black outline. So text stroke transparency is equal to 0. And then of course we don't need the button to be this big. So set its size to like 50. And then, you know, same thing with the UI corner. I just want to keep it consistent, you know. So boom. And then I'm gonna throw this at the top here, but I do want this to be a little more round. So maybe like 20. Like I want it to be like a kind of like a circle. So yeah, we're just gonna throw that right there. Boom. So that'll be our close button, so we can close the UI. Right. Oh, sorry. I actually named this wrong. Not close button, close text button. Right. Then we're going to want to go ahead and insert a scrolling frame, a little different. I'm going to insert a scrolling frame, right? And then I'm going to rename this scrolling frame to owned units frame. Once I find it, there we go. So I'm going to rename this to owned units frame. As the name implies, this will be all of your owned units, so you'll be able to equip them. I haven't made that yet. It will be in the future and stuff. We gotta take this one step at a time. So I made the size of the unit frame. Honestly, I don't remember. But I know it was just like kind of in the middle. So I made like a 300, like 400 actually. Yeah. So it was like, I want to say 400 by, yeah, there we go. So like 400 by 200, I think. Yeah. And then I just made it like a nice dark blue. Let me go here. Yeah, let me go here. Nice dark blue, and then I'm going to set the background transparency to like a nice 0.2, right? Then I'm going to make the scroll bar image to a nice white, and then boom. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert a UI grid layout so it could automatically sort all the buttons I'm going to go in here. So, you know, just click the plus icon, type in UI, then find UI grid layout. Then you're going to set the properties. You can really set it to whatever you want, but I went with 10. And then go over here, and then you want I'm trying to remember, what was this again? Oh yeah, 5. I left it as 5. And then as for cell size, you want to do 180 by 50. So boom. And then if you want to see what this looks like, so you can mess around with the numbers, just simply throw in a text button and then you'll see. Or really you can throw in any text element, but yeah, so just throw in a text thing and then you'll see. And then if you duplicate, you'll just see. But yeah. So then we have actually finished setting up the units. Now we can move on to the summons frame. So you want to disable all of the frames. Like we want the buttons to be visible so that players can be able to open the menus. So just disable the main frames, right? Then we can move on to summon text button, right? So I honestly want to, I want to say that we could really just copy and paste to save ourselves some time. So let's do that. So Control D with the units frame, throw that into summons text button. Of course, we got to make some changes, add some things, remove some things. So you want to rename. So first I set it to visible so we can see it. Well, let me throw this in the middle so I can actually see this properly. There we go. You want to rename this to summon frame, right? We don't need a frame inside of the frame, so we can really just delete that. We of course need our close text button, and then of course we need our header, so we can just rename this and then just change the text. Then we do need to actually I'm trying to think. We do actually need to insert a frame, but not a scrolling frame though. Didn't need that. So I'm gonna go down here, change the text to summon so people know. Then I'm going to go ahead and insert a frame into our summon frame. So boom, throw another frame in there. I'm going to rename said frame to, want to find the name. Where is the name? There we go. I'm going to rename this to crate frame. You guys know we summon crates. I believe this. I think that's the way to explain it. Like you summon crates and stuff. I mean, y'all are making the game, so y'all know tower defense games. I really don't. Like I know battlegrounds games. I do not know tower defense games, honestly. But yeah. So we have our summon frame. I'm sorry, we have our crates frame, right? So I'm just gonna put this over here, like kind of like in the top right, I want to say. As for sizing, let's do maybe like 300. Thinking, or no, I don't think that might not actually be necessary. I think 250. 250 might be good. So like 250 by 200, or no, actually no, I need space at the bottom. So like maybe 180. Yeah, like 180. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the UI corner. Just throw it in there. Boom. All right. And then I'm gonna make the background of the crates frame the same dark blue as I had before. So like something like that. And then you already know, so the transparency, something like that. Right. And just throw this like right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and insert a text label into the crates frame, right? Or let's save us some time. Let's Control D the summon text label, throw that inside of the crates frame. Then you want to put this at the top. Boom. Then just rename this to crates text label. Go down here, rename this to crates. Boom. So players just know this is where they come for the crates, right? And then you're going to want to insert some buttons, but I don't really think I think we can save some time with this. So let me control, yeah, let's Control D the close text button, right? You want to put this like here. Oh, sorry, Control D, and then you want to put this like here, and then you want to drag and drop it into the crates frame, right? And then of course you want to rename this. So this is going to be whatever the name of your crates are, right? So for me, it's going to be basic space. I took the same name from the game, crate text button. The whole point is you want to have you want the names to match exactly how they match on the like the server scripts and all that stuff. So basic crate, and then I'm going to remove the text button part. That's why I left the space. Then let's go ahead and increase the sizing, right? So I'm going to make this size like 150, or no, it might actually need to be longer. Let me go ahead and type the name of the crate, and then I'll go based off that. So this is going to be basic crate. Okay, boom. That's, I mean, it fits, but let's just make it 200 anyway. Just for the, yeah, just for the heck of it. So basic crate, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this. You want them both to have the same color because we're going, when you select them, they're gonna turn green. So that's how you'll know which one is selected. So you want both of them to be red. Then I'm gonna change this to mythic. So mythic crate button, and then go down here and change this to mythic crate. Right, okay. Lowercase c, so mythic crate, right? And then we are actually almost done with the UI stuff. The UI corner, the basic crates, and yeah. So now what I need to do is I need to have a coins button. So really, let me just duplicate this twice. So Control D. Stuff. I really just need three text. I really just need three text labels. Wait. Those. Yeah. Okay. Wait. And no, I just realized effort. Wait. I think I'm forgetting some. Okay, never mind. I remember now. Yeah, I'm forgetting the summons button. Okay. So then we also want to duplicate the close button once. Or no, let's do. Nah, I don't want to confuse y'all. Duplicate the close button, so Control D. You want to throw this down in the middle down here. You want to set the text to for summon. This is the summon button after all. We want the background color to be green, you know, and then sizing is going to be, we said it's like 200, I think. Yeah, like 200 works, and then boom. You're just going to leave it there. And stuff, right? That's going to be our summon button. Make sure you rename that. Summon text button. And then now for our text labels. So you're going to take one of the text labels, drag them down here. Drag just, you could do like really in the top. You want to rename this to coins text label. Y'all know that's the currency system in the game. So I'm going to rename this to coins. So we're going to display how many coins the player has. And then we're going to take the other one we duplicated, drag this down here. And then this is going to show the players whatever unit they summoned. So the default text could be you have summoned, but we're going to set it via a script. So you can rename this text label to summoned text label rather than summon text label, right? So summoned text label, and then just like that, guys, we are done setting up all of the UI. Now we can go ahead and get to the actual scripting. So just as we did before, you want to disable the summon frame, make it not visible, and then boom. Remember, okay, I'm good. Remember, leave both the buttons visible though. So we're done with the UI. Let's go ahead and get straight to the scripting. So before we get into the scripting, actually, let's go ahead and knock out creating our remote event. Head on over to replicated storage, insert a remote event. You want to rename this remote event to core event. You want to open up starter player, insert a local script into starter player scripts. We're going to want to rename this script to core script, in parentheses, put local. You're going to want to delete print hello world. We're going to create 3 variables first. So let's get the local player. So player is equal to game.players.local player. Then let's get the core GUI. So local core GUI is equal to player.player GUI, wait for child, core GUI. And then lastly, let's get the core remote event. So local core event is equal to game.replicated storage, wait for child, core event. Then let's go ahead and create a function. I don't normally honestly do this. I used to do this before, but I don't usually do this. But I'm doing this now because it's honestly, it saves us some time because we're just able to call on this function rather than just copying and pasting this over and over again. So we're going to create a function, right? So function, name it close frames. And as the name implies, it's going to close all of the frames and stuff. The way this is supposed to work is this. When you press the button, right? If I press the summon button, the way this is going to work is I'm going to make the summon frame visible, right? Now, I want it a way where if you just press the X on either one of them frames, it didn't matter which frame, even if you have 4 or 5 of them, right? It would still close and stuff. Rather than scripting 5 different functions, we're just going to have one function. This is going to be the one function that handles it, and then I'm just going to call it 5 different times. If I had 5, but I only have 2, so I only need to call it twice. Well, I'm going to call it more than twice, but I'm saying I only need to like achieve the closing part. So yeah. So the way we're going to close it is we're going to do this. We're going to use a combination of 2 for I v in pairs loop. We're going to say for I comma v in pairs. Then I'm going to say core GUI get children. So, we're getting the buttons, enter. Then I'm going to say for I 2v2 in pairs. You're going to say v get children, which is referencing the buttons, right? The summon and then the units text button. And then I'm going to say if v2, we need to double check. We need to double check to make sure that they are a frame. So if v2 is a frame, right? Then I'm going to say v2 dot visible is equal to false. So pretty much close out all the frames because we're going to get all the children. And then it's going to be, okay, what is a frame? Okay, summon frame, this is a frame. Okay, units frame, that is a frame. And then it'll make them not visible. So yeah, we'll call on this function a few times throughout the script. So setting up the first function, we're going to say core GUI dot units text button. This is when we're trying to open up the units frame. I'm going to say dot mouse button, one click, connect function, close parentheses, enter. And then I'm going to call the function and stuff just to close all of them because obviously we don't want multiple frames open at the same time, right? And then after I call the function, I'm going to say core GUI dot units text button dot units frame dot visible is equal to true, right? And then I'm going to set up a for I loop. I'm going to say for I comma v in pairs core GUI dot units text button dot units frame dot owned units frame get children, enter. You're going to say if v is a text button v destroy. This is to clear out all of the current units inside of the frame. So say if, like, you close the menu and then you go summon and then you get some new units, right? You obviously want it to update, you want them to be displayed. So we're just going to destroy everything and then just create them brand new. We don't want any old units that we don't still have, nor do we want to not have the new units that the player just got from summoning or trading, whatever methods they used. Now I'm going to create the unit text buttons and stuff. This is pretty much going to go based off of the player's data, and it's going to create a unit text button for each unit they have so that they're able to equip it. Again, I haven't actually made the equipping part yet. This is just simply the, like, reading the player's data, creating a button for each individual unit they have. So I'm going to say for I comma v in pairs, and then we're going to set this up on the server side, by the way. We're going to say player.owned units. This will be the name of the folder. Then say get children, close parentheses, enter. Then we're going to create the text button. So you're going to say local units text, or sorry, not units, unit text button is equal to instance.new, in quotation marks. You're going to put text button. You're going to parent this to, sorry, you're going to parent this to the core. First, we're going to go core GUI, then units text button, units frame, and then owned units frame. That is set all the properties. So first, unit text button dot name is equal to v dot name dot quotation marks. You want to put text button, and then of course the unit text button dot text is equal to v dot name. Then I'm going to say unit text button dot background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new. You're going to say 0 comma 1 comma 1. Again, the color's up to you. Then unit text button dot rich text is equal to true. Unit text button dot font face dot bold is equal to true. Then I'm going to say unit text button dot text scaled is equal to true. Right. Then I'm going to move on to the next function. We are done with that for pairs loop. So then I'm just going to set up the simple close button function. So I'm going to say core GUI dot units text button dot units frame dot close text button dot mouse button one click connect function. So the player is trying to close the units frame. We're just simply going to call on the close frames function. This is what I meant when I say we're going to call on it multiple times, even though we only need it. We need it specifically for when we're trying to open things, but we also need it for when we're trying to close things. It works both ways, right? So, or sorry, like as a way to make sure everything is closed. So just clarify that. Now moving on to the second function. We've set up the unit function. Now to set up the summon function, which definitely has a little bit. I want to say a little bit more. I'm trying to think, honestly, is it worth? I really don't think it's worth copying and pasting, because like this stuff is the code is very different. Like we're not creating buttons or So I want to say it's very different. So I mean, let's save ourselves a little bit of time. We're gonna copy and paste, but honestly, we're gonna delete 99%, not like 95%. So Control C, Control V. We can. Okay, so first let's do this. Let's change it like this. We're going to change this to summon text button. We want to call the close frame function. We want to change this to summon text button, and then we want to change this to summon frame, right? Then I want to delete both of these for IV and pairs loops, and then I want to edit this to be summon text button dot summon frame, and then just to double check, yep, close text button, boom, right? So it saves ourselves a little bit of time, but yeah. Now to get into the other functions. So I did want to create a variable for the summon frame simply because I call on it a lot in this function. So I just kind of wanted to save myself a little bit of time, save ourselves like about 2 words per line. So let's say local summon frame, create a variable is equal to core GUI dot summon text button dot summon frame. Then you can really just delete these. You can really just delete this part and go straight to referencing the summon frame. So let's just go ahead and boom, right? And then yeah, let's go from here. So moving on, I'm going to, we set up the close button frame, the close text button frame, function, sorry. Now I'm going to actually create the summon functions. So I'm gonna say summon frame dot basic create, or I forgot, summon dot create frame dot basic create, or whatever the name of your create button text button is. Then we'll say mouse button one click connect function, close parentheses, enter. And then all we're literally doing is just changing the colors. That's it. We're literally gonna base this off of colors. So I'm gonna say summon frame that creates frame basic create text button that background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new. You're gonna see 0.30. You're gonna see 0.33 comma 1 comma 0. So literally just green. Then copy and paste, Control C, Control V, change this to just literally just change this word to mythic, and then you're gonna want to change this to red, right? So this is so that the player knows that they know, okay, basic is equipped, mythic is not equipped. That's just how they know the difference. And then just Control C, Control V. You're gonna change this to mythic, and then just flip these around. That's it. Mythic and basic. Boom. Right. And then now we're done with that. We can finish the last function in the summon main function. We can finish the last, I guess we could say, sub function in the main sub function. This is considered the main summon function, while all these are like sub functions. So yeah. So I'm gonna say summon frame summon create text button. This is for when you're actually. Oh wait, is that what I named it? Oh, I did not name it. Oh, I actually forgot. Sorry guys, I actually forgot to rename this. So you want to rename this the summon text button, just to clarify what this is. This button, this green one right here. You want to rename this to summon create. I didn't want to confuse people since they, this has the same name as the button that we opened the menu with, so I didn't want to confuse people. That's why I tried to use different names. So summon create text button. Just you're literally just adding the word create. That's literally it. So yeah. So we're gonna do summon create text button, right? And then once you make the change, you can just set the frame back to be not visible. So I'm gonna say summon create text button. That mouse button will click, connect function, close parentheses, enter, right? And then I'm gonna use a for I loop. I'm going to say for I comma v in pairs, summon frame dot creates frame, your children. In terms of say if v is a text button, enter. Then I'm gonna say if v dot background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new. That's why I said it was important. So 0.33 to 0.33 comma 1 comma 0. So this is how we know which one is currently equipped. So save us some time, honestly. Like aside from like actually having to create a value and manage that value. Then I'm going to get the actual name of the crate, which pretty much just means I'm going to remove the text button, because like the name of the crate is mythic crate, not mythic crate text button. So I'm just removing the text button portion, and then the same applies to the basic one. Oh, I just realized I spelled that wrong. I'm glad I actually got that. But yeah, but the same applies here. We're just removing the two words text button. Well, okay, here it's one word, but you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, removing text and button, and then we're just leaving basic crate. So yeah. So I'm going to say local create a variable, local crate name is equal to string dot split. We're going to split it up. So we're going to say v dot name, comma, in quotation marks, we're going to put text button, go on the outside of those parentheses, put regular brackets, then 1 because it will return a table. So we need the split off version of the string. So then I'm going to fire the remote event, core event, fire server, in quotation marks, you're going to name the event summon, of course. And then we're going to send over the name of the crate. So that the server knows, okay, they're rolling this. Now we have our last function. This is literally 5 lines, and then moving to the server side. So I'm going to say core event on client events connect function close in parentheses. We're going to actually put the event type comma r going to show for argument number 1. Then enter, you're going to say if event type is equal to quotation marks summon. Enter, then you're going to set the variable locate summoned unit is equal to argument 1, just so that the players know which unit they got, which one they just summoned. So then I'm gonna say core GUI dot summoned. You know what? Now that I think about it, now that I think about it, I actually just remembered. I just remembered I actually forgot to do something. I'm gonna take care of that after this though. Summon text button, and then after this it was summon frame, then summoned unit, summoned. Oh, I don't name this summon text label. I mean, I guess it works. Summon text label dot text is equal to quotation marks. You're going to say this is a lot, so pay attention. You have summoned colon space dot dot dot. Then add a little bit of dramatic effect, quotation marks, and then you're going to put less than symbol font color is equal to backslash Then you're gonna put another quotation marks. Then you're gonna do RGB. In those parentheses, you're gonna put 255, comma 215, comma 0. Then close parentheses out. Then you're going to put a well, I don't even know what this is. I think this is a I think this is a backslash. And then you're going to put another set of quotation marks. And then you're going to put a dot 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 quotation marks greater than symbol dot 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 summoned unit, and then dot 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 quotation marks less than symbol. I think this is weird. I think this is I don't even know at this point. Then I'm gonna put fonts and then a greater than stuff. This simply just I know this may sound a little complicated. This simply just makes so that you have summoned is regular, all this text is regular, but the actual unit you got will be in like a gold-ish yellow color and stuff. So it just kind of, kind of bright. Then I'm gonna say core GUI. This is what I actually forgot to include this. So summon text button dot summon frame dot coin text label dot text is equal to in quotation marks coins space dot dot dot, and then put players dot leader stats, which we're gonna add on the server side, dot coins dot value. Right. So I actually forgot to have this. I'm trying to remember where this is supposed to actually be. I think, oh yeah, it's supposed to be on the summon. It's actually supposed to be over here with the summons. Yeah, I remember now. It was supposed to be right. Yeah, it was supposed to be somewhere over here. So yeah. So just drag and drop this right before you make the frame visible, so that we can display how many coins the player has. And then boom, just like that, guys. Let me just double check. Okay, I'm good. Just like that, guys, we are done. We're locked in. Don't worry. I'm gonna get this done before we reach the 40-minute mark, or at the 40-minute mark. So yeah, so we're done with the local script. Now we can move on to the server script. Now the server script, it is about 100 lines, but there's a lot of copying and pasting, so we should save ourselves some time. So close out the UI, insert a server script into server script service, rename said script to core script, parentheses put server, right? Boom, delete print hello world. Then I'm going to create two variables. I'm going to first create the core data store. So we say core data store is equal to game get service, data store service, get data store quotation marks, put core data store. Enter. Then we're going to create a variable for the core mode events, just like we did in the local script. But let's go ahead and save ourselves some time. Select it, Control C, Control V, boom. Now let's set up the first function. We're going to set up the data loading. So game.players.player added connect function, in parentheses put PLR, which is for the player, then enter. First thing first, you're going to create the leader stats folder. So local leader stats is equal to instance.new, quotation mark folder, add this to the player, then do leader stats.name is equal to leader stats, right? Then I'm going to create the coins value, so local coins is equal to instance.new, quotation marks, I'm going to put number value, parent to this, to leader stats, because we want this to be visible to all players, so coins.name is equal to coins dot value by default, of course, would be equal to 0 unless your game has, I don't know, none. Now for me, I'm gonna set this. I'm actually gonna set this to like just 100,000 or something. I think, or is that like 1 mil? Three. That's a mil. Wait, yeah, that's a mil. So yeah. So I'm gonna just set this to. This is simply for testing purposes, but obviously, not in an actual game, you set this to 0 because you don't want players to start with 1,000,000 coins. So I would hope not, right? And then I'm going to create the owned units folder. So owned units is equal to instance.new, same thing, folder, parent this to the player, and then owned units.name is equal to owned units. Now I do want to clarify something here. I've never done data loading this way. So the way I'm making so normally, if you watch my other videos, normally what you guys would see me do is I would do this, Control C, Control. You guys have to do this. I'm just showing an example. What I would normally do is I would make a bool value, right, and I would name it like owned. Let's give an example. Owned Carman. Let's say Carman was a unit, right? What I would normally do is I would make this a value, right? And then by default, I would set this to false. And then I would, I'd parent this to owned units, and then I would set it to true when the player unlocks it. So I found a way of actually, I wanted to be thinking about this for a while, but I was like, let me go ahead and try it and stuff, and I actually figured out a system for it. So I figured out a way where when a player unlocks it, it's just going to create the value and add itself into the owned units folder, rather than us actually sitting here typing like 10 to 30 different values and stuff. We're going to save ourselves some time stuff, right? All you'd have to do is just add the names to the table, which we're going to make later on this in the script. But you do have to pay. But there is like one thing you guys have to watch out for. The way I load the data, it goes in a very strict order. What I mean by that is this: you guys see how we have coins first, right? So coins has to be loaded first. Coins is going to be the first saved value in the data store. Everything after that is going to be owned units. What that means is this: if you were going to have any other values aside from coins and owned units and stuff, right? If you want to have, like, I don't know, I think I saw like there was like wins or something. If you want to have anything else, say like wins, awards, achievement, like I don't know, I don't really care. But like, different values and stuff, all you need to do is add them before the owned units folder. You need to add them before the owned units folder. And then you also need to do one more thing, which I'm about to show you. So please pay very close attention to this, because if you add other values and you don't do this the specific way I'm doing it, then it's going to mess itself up. So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and create the key. You guys already know local key is equal to player.user_id. I recommend using the player's user ID. It's better than using the player's name. So then I'm gonna create the protect the call function. Local success, comma error message is equal to protected, or sorry, is equal to key. I cannot type pcall function, close parentheses, enter. Then we're going to retrieve the player's data. So local data is equal to core data store. So if the player's not having data, get async key. I don't know why I cannot type tonight. So I'm then going to use if statement, if data, enter. And then here's what I was talking about. So I'm going to say coins.value is equal to data, regular bracket 1. So if you have something like wins, then you would say wins. You would say wins.value is equal to data, regular bracket 2. Now, watch what I'm about to do. I've never done this before. I'm going to use a for I loop to get all of the data get all of the values inside of the data table. So for iv in pairs, I'm just going to put data. We don't have to do get until since it's already a table, right? And then press enter. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say if I is greater than 1. Now, the way this works is, y'all know, data is saved in an order, right? It's saved in the order that, you save it in and stuff, right? The first thing we're saving is coins. So coins' value is 1. Or sorry, let me refer that. Coins' order saved is 1. I don't want to confuse people. So yeah, right? So for this, I just need the I value to be greater than 1. If it's greater than 1 in this case, that means it is a owned units value and stuff. If you have something like wins, right? Coins makes 1, that's 1 value, and then wins would make a second value. It's basic math. 1 plus 1 is 2. So that would mean you would need to change this to 2, right? It's that simple. I think that's pretty simple to, understand. It's a pretty simple concept to explain stuff. So then we're going to create the owned unit value. So we're going to say local owned unit is equal to instance.new notation, right? So it's a bool value, but the value of the bool value really doesn't matter. It's just the name. That's really it. Because if the player has this, if the fact that the player has this means they already own it, so it's not really anything. The value doesn't really mean anything. So apparently this is the owned units folder, and then you're gonna want to say owned unit name is equal to v, and then owned unit dot value. Like I said, doesn't really matter, but we'll just say it's equal to true for the hell of it, right? Then I'm going to go after this function. You guys already know what we're going to do. We're going to say while not success, enter. You already know, copy and paste. So let me go and Control C, Control V, boom, task, task.wait, 3 seconds. I already know. We'd save ourselves some time. Already halfway done, honestly, because we're already about to be in the 50s. Now to set up data saving, which data saving is still the same as it's always been and stuff. So I'm just going to say game.players.player removing, or sorry, not player edit. Play removing, connect function, in parentheses, but be allowed to show for the player, then enter. You already know, create a variable for the player's key. So it's equal to player.user ID, set up the protect the call function. So local success, comma error message is equal to pcall function, close parentheses, enter. You're then going to create a data table. So local data table is equal to special brackets, and then you're going to say table.insert data table. Right, and then you say player.leave stats. We need to first save coin. So coin, this is another important thing, the data saving thing. You need to save your values in the correct order. So first thing first, you're saving coins. So what this means is, if you have another value like wins, for example, you would want to Control C, Control V, and then Control Enter. Right, Control C, Control V, and then 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 Enter. Right and then you would want to set that value to wins, right? Just wanted to make that clear, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a for I loop now. I'm going to say for I v in pairs, and I'm going to say player dot the own units folder get children, close parentheses, enter, and then I'm going to say table dot insert data table question mark, I mean sorry, question mark, comma v dot name, right? So it's saving it in order. First it's going to save the coins value, then it's going to save everything else after. That's why it's important to go in order. Then last, you're going to say core data store, set async, throw the key in there, and then throw the data table, and then boom. Just like that, guys, we have almost finished setting this up. We just got to not the while not success loop. So while not success, enter. So then I'm going to control C, control V, then task that way. Like I said, guys, this is not going to take long. We're already to 74, like literally almost done. There's like 50 more lines to go. Like we're almost there. Now to I don't remember actually. Oh, so now we're gonna create the tables with all the chants. If you watch my solar energy system videos and stuff like that, then you'll notice it'll do the exact same thing. So first things first, we're gonna create the basic create chances. So local basic create chances is equal to special brackets, then regular bracket quotation marks. You're going to put the name of whatever your unit is. So I took some names from the game, but I think I changed them a little bit. I didn't want to make all those long names, so just camera woman is equal to 150. The higher the number, I said 150, but 105. So the higher the number, the higher the chance they can get it. The lower the number, the lower the chance they'll get it. So quotation marks, car man, and that's equal to 75, semicolon, regular back quotation marks, Batman. I was just like, you know what, Batman, let's do it. At 25, semicolon, right? Then after that, I'm going to create a variable called total chance is equal to 0 by default. Then we use a for I loop, so for I v in pairs loop. So for I v in pairs. Then I'm going to say basic create chances. Remember, it's already a table, so we can just press enter. Then I'm going to say total chance plus equal v, right? And then the great news is, guys, we can literally just duplicate this to save ourselves some time. Control C, Control V. All you're going to do is just do total chance 2, and then just rename this to mythic great chances, right? And then just Control C, Control V, and then of course we do need to give them some new names. So speaker helicopter. I really don't know what was the the whole like thinking process behind the names, like some very interesting names, but anyway, helicopter, and then we have attack helicopter, right? Now we can move on to this is actually going to be the last main function. This is going to be the last main function, guys. This is going to be the core evented on server event function. So connect function in parentheses put PLR, which is short for the player, comma event type, comma arg1 short for argument number 1. Then enter. You're going to set up the first event. So if event type is equal to quotation marks, summon, enter. We got to create a couple of variables. First, create a variable for the crate name. So is equal to argument number 1. Then let's generate a random number. So random number is equal to math.random. Then you're going to say 1 comma total. Okay, and I just realized I did that totally wrong. So math random regular parentheses, then 1 comma total chance. So that makes you throw in total chance 1 there. Oh, and I just realized. I mean, I don't think it really matters because like the percentages is. Okay, I'm gonna have to actually. Okay, hold on. We're gonna create this later on, guys. We're gonna create this later on. So you could copy it, but just delete it for now. So then I'm gonna say local accumulated chance equals to 0, right? Then I'm gonna set up an if statement. So I'm gonna say if crate name is equal to quotation marks basic crate. Just remember I said we needed to break up the name. That's why I said the naming was important. And player dot leader stats dot coins dot value is greater than equal to 100 stuff. Now you guys can adjust these prices to whatever your liking is. I just know in the game it's like 100 for basic crates and like 1200 for mythical. So yeah. So after we confirm that, we're then going to say for I2 v. Wait, what? I just realized, why did I say for I2 to affect? I don't know why I did that. So we're saying for I comma v in pairs, and then I'm going to say basic create chances. Enter. I'm going to say accumulated chances plus equal to v2, or sorry, not v2, v, right? And then I probably need to create this for each one. Yeah. So Control C. So really just put this here. Yeah, just put this here. Accumulated chance. And then I know I'm gonna need to come back to actually create the random number thing. So yeah, so go right after the accumulated chance and then the local random number. Do the same thing we had before. So random number is equal to math.random 1 comma total chance, right? And then you're gonna go after the accumulated chance instead of the for v in pairs loop. Then you're gonna say if a random number is less than equal to accumulated chance, enter. Then you're gonna say player dot leader, that's dot coins dot values less than equal to 100, whatever the price is. And then core event fire client player comma in quotation marks, we're going to put summon comma I2. Then over the name of the what are these called? Oh yeah, units. I honestly forgot. Units, or sorry, not I2. I don't know. I keep putting 2 because that's what I had before. That's how I did the 4 in comparison before. But yeah. So and then you're gonna add an if statement. You're gonna say not player, if not player dot own units, you're gonna create it. So if not, that pretty much means if they can't find it. So if not player find first child, then you're going to put I, then enter, and then you're simply going to create the value. So really we can just copy and paste. So go all the way up here, Control C, the owned unit value is still the same thing. Control C, Control V, and then we're just going to save it when the player leaves. So you're going to say player dot owned units, right? And then you're going to set this to I instead of V. Then yeah, that's really it for that part. Now all we need to do is just create the vice versa with the else if, and then we are done. We're done. So we could, it's really just copy and pasting, honestly. So else if create name this time is equal to mythic create, and then the price is simply a little more expensive. So leader stats dot coins value is greater than equal to 1200. Then we literally just copy and paste this all over again. So just Control C. I think I might have Control V. Okay, no, never mind. I was a little worried that I took an extra N, but okay. So literally all you're gonna do is you're going to change your commit chance to 2, random number to 2, and then just come down here and modify these. So basic creation is mythic 2, 2, 2, total chance 2, right? You want it to take away 1200 and yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and test to make sure this works. But before we do, I actually have to wipe my data because I forgot to do that. So I needed to not save actually. So core data store, remove async, player data user ID. So yeah, let's go ahead and test. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts and models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description. I highly recommend you guys do that and stuff. But yeah, as you guys can clearly see, I have I forgot that I automatically said that actually. Yeah, so my data hopefully should be wiped. I have a million coins because that's actually what I said, via the script. So yeah. Now let me go ahead and test. Okay. So obviously you should have 0 coins. You guys see how the owned units, and so notice how my coins is a million obviously. So notice how owned units is empty, right? So first things first, if I open up the units, you guys can see it works. Boom. Everything opens, everything closes, nothing is here, right? So if we open up the summons menu, one, it shows me how many coins I have, right? Then we have our crate system. So if I click basic crate, green, mythic crate, green, boom, 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 we can switch in between. So if I click basic crate, then I click summon, it's going to, for one, take away. And I just remembered something I actually forgot. That actually, it is very important you guys have this. I forgot to put some breaks in the script. This is to prevent it from, for some odd reason. I think it was because I was going through for loops and stuff. So yeah, I think that's what it was. It was going through for loops. I think that's what I'm trying to think honestly. I just know it was an issue with the for loops. So you pretty much just want to put a break after the if not statements. So break, then here break, and then I think that was really it. I think, yeah, I believe that was it. I just remember with summoning, when I was testing summoning, for some odd reason it was like firing multiple times and stuff. You can really test that by just noticing how much currency is taken away. So yeah. So now if I summon, it should just go by, yeah, there we go. So you have summoned camera woman, right? So if I open up, if I go here, you guys will notice. Oh, well, the reason I have, okay, so the reason I have all three, I'm gonna just delete it. The reason I have all three was because remember it fired 3 times, but now that I fixed that, if I press summon Carman, right? Oh, and I forgot I deleted it on the client side, not the server side. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, now let's properly test this. Okay, so summon, boom. Now I have Carman, Car Woman, right? Boom, Batman, right? And then even if I summon the same one, it's not going to. Huh, that's weird. I just realized it's still going by 200. But you guys will notice how it's not. It's not creating multiple. It's not creating like multiple values because it checks to make sure that it doesn't already exist. And then if I do mythic, you guys will see the mythics are also created. But for some odd reason, it's doing twice. I'm not totally sure what's going on there. So yes, if I close this out and then come back, I do need to figure what is going on. So break. I put both of those breaks there, so I'm not. Yeah, like, I'm not totally sure. I'm pretty sure it was just a break after the if not statement. Um, I think this issue might actually have to do with the local script. I think, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I forgot it. Okay, so we also need to add a break here. So add a break after we fire the summon one event. Again, I guess it's because I think it's because of the for loops. So because it's going through 2 buttons, it's firing twice instead of once. So let's test this. Okay, boom, there we go. Now we're just going by 100, and then if I do mythic, yeah, now we're going by 1200. There we go. So yeah, so just adding in some breaks. I am so happy I learned about breaks. They're so useful. But yeah. So boom, and then if I go ahead and test the units, you guys will see I have everything here. Nothing is duplicated. So I have all my units, which I can, equip them. Again, we haven't made that yet. But yeah, as I said in the beginning of the video, to show the video lots of love, and I definitely got y'all with a part 2 and some more parts in the future. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you need help, join my Discord server. Link you can find in the description. We're almost to 4,000 members, so you guys should for sure join and stuff. If you guys find any bugs or have any suggestions or anything for me to add and whatnot, just leave them in the comments. And if it's bugged, then of course I'll fix it. For suggestions, I may add it and stuff. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Thank you guys for watching. Yo, what's good with you? On today's video, I got the how to make a tower defense game, which is kind of I'm pretty much I'm modeling it after the toilet tower defense. That's the game I've been doing research on to recreate the mechanics and stuff, but just obviously not everything will be the exact same. Hence why the name of the series is how to make a tower defense game, but I put toilet tower because that's what I'm using as a reference. But anyway, you guys showed part 1 a lot of love. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys to everyone who watched the video and stuff. Really do appreciate it. Show the video mad love. So of course I thought, hop on part 2 and stuff. So y'all already know, just keep showing the series love, and I'll continue dishing out more parts and stuff. If you have any suggestions or you find any bugs, definitely, if you find bugs, let me know in the comments, DM me, whatever, and I will address them in the next video and stuff. But yeah, if you didn't watch part 1, go watch part 1. I already have a whole bunch of stuff set up, but let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go ahead and add a teleport system as well as a equip system along with the hotbar. Pretty much we're going to have a hotbar down here. Players are going to be able to equip their units, and we're also going to have it so that they can like step. Oh, I actually forgot to delete that. Well, anyway. But yeah, we're gonna have a teleport thing, right? So as you guys can clearly see, you're gonna walk to the teleport thing, stand on it. It's gonna put you in a queue. The UI is gonna pop up, or not put you in a queue. Sorry, it's gonna like have a countdown, like 20, 19, 18 until it gets to 0, and then it'll teleport you to the other place. Now, obviously, I haven't set up the actual, unit fighting and stuff. We're taking it one step at a time. As honestly, if I were to combine that all in one video, that would take like an hour, maybe more, honestly. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it though. First things first, we got to create 2 new frames. So we're going to go ahead and insert one into the core UI. Well, both of them are going here, but I'm just going to start off with one, right? So we want this to be wide, but not like too like down. We want the X to be big. So 600, and then we'll leave Y at 150. So boom, 150. Drag this to like the bottom middle, because keep in mind this is going to be something we want. This isn't the hotbar, by the way. I just want to let you know, this is not the hotbar. This is going to be the teleportation frame. So I'm gonna leave it kind of like, I guess you could do like in the middle, and then I'm going to rename this to teleport frame. I'm gonna make the background color a kind of I think it's like a light blue. Yeah, it's like a light bluish color, right? Then I'm gonna go ahead and insert a text label into it, drag it to the top middle. You're gonna go ahead and want to rename this to teleport text label. This is just gonna be our header, by the way. We're just gonna simply go down here. You already know, bold text, rich text, scale the text. Then to change the text to desert or whatever the name of the map is and stuff. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna do a desert map for the first one. That's just what I'm gonna put it as, because that's just what I saw when I was just playing the game and just seeing how everything works. So yeah, I'm gonna set the text color to white, and then of course we're going to make the background transparency. You can set that to 1. Background transparency is equal to 1. Boom. Then I'm gonna want to go ahead and insert a UI corner into the frame. This is optional, by the way. You guys don't have to do this, but all the UI in the game is like curved, so I was like, might as well just follow suit. So then I'm gonna go ahead and actually I'm gonna duplicate this button twice. So, or actually no, let's duplicate it once and then we'll edit it, modify it, and then yeah, I'll do it like that. So I actually don't need the button to really be this long. It'd probably be like 150, honestly. Yeah, like 150, and then I'm gonna put this like right here and stuff. Yeah, like right here, it should be good. I'm going to rename this text label to, this will be the countdown text label. So countdown text label. So here it's going to say starting in 20, 19, 18, 17, it'll count down to 0, right? So rename that the countdown text label. Of course, you'll change this to, by default, you want it to be starting in. That'll be the text. So boom, starting in. So as for this, we actually do want this, we want the background to be halfway transparent. We want the background color to be like a nice dark bluish color. So like dark blue, and then we also want the UI corner, so Control D, then throw that in there, boom. So we now have starting in, right? We have our countdown text label. Then I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this, Control D, drag this to the other side, right? And then I'm going to rename this to player count. So player count text label. So this will pretty much this will include multiplayer. So players will be able to teleport to the whatever the place is in groups and stuff, pairs, groups, whatever, more than one person, right? I didn't put a limit or anything, but yeah. So then if I go down here, need to change the text to players, and then players, and then of course you guys already know we're going to set the value via script. So boom, just like that, guys, we are done with the teleport frame. Now let's go ahead and set up the hotbar frame. But we need to disable the teleport frame. We do not want this to be visible by default. We only want this to be visible when the player is actually, you know, standing on the teleport part. Now to make the hotbar UI frame thing magic. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert another frame, right? Now this time we're gonna drag this down here. We want this to be all the way down here, right? We don't even need the Y value to be big. We really just need the X value to be. So like, 600 might be, yeah, 600 is kind of pushing it. We only really need like 400 probably. I mean, it really depends on how many buttons you plan to have. But yeah, so you can go ahead and, yeah, set the background transparency to, yeah, we can do that. Set the background transparency to 1. I'm thinking of making Y, honestly, I'm thinking of making like, maybe like 50. Like, I really don't need the frame to really be that big, honestly. Or no, actually, let me set it to 100. I'll adjust if need be. So then you're going to want to rename this frame to hotbar frame. Oh, I forgot I did a capital B. Hotbar frame, right? You're going to want to insert a UI grid layout so it'll automatically sort all of our text labels. So the cell padding, I left that by default. As for the size, 0.60 and 0.50 because we want it to be like small little boxes. So we can go ahead and test this to see. If I go ahead and insert not text, we need to actually, you know, insert them. So let's go ahead and insert a text label into the hotbar frame. Okay, there we go. So I want to make the frame smaller because that's what I was worried about. So like 50. Yeah, that actually makes more sense now. Okay, so I'm gonna need to adjust the Y because we want this to go down. So yeah, so maybe like 0.9 perhaps. Yeah, or let's do like 0.85. I mean, you guys can do whatever position you want, but that's just what I'm going with. So we have our first text label. We're gonna just duplicate this. So let's make this first one. So this will be unit 1 text label. Naming is very important. Naming is very important. Name everything exactly as I name, or exactly how I name it. So first we have unit 1 text label, right? We're going to go down here. You already know bold text, scale of text. It's not gonna have any text by default, of course. The text color is gonna be white, while the text stroke, text stroke transparency will be 0, while the text stroke will be black. And then the background is supposed to be like a dark. It's supposed to be like a kind of dark clear gray. So 0.5 for the background transparency. So something like that. Yeah, I want to say that's pretty nice. Something like that. Then we're gonna go ahead and actually Control D, and then you're going to insert this text label into the other one. Now, as for this, you want to drag this kind of above it, and then we want this to be extremely small, like 50 by 50 type small, right? Because all we want to do is just put the keybind and stuff, right? So for this, it'll be like 1, right? We obviously don't need this to be, we don't need the text label to be big or anything. So like 25 by 25 maybe and stuff, right? And then obviously we don't want it to have a background color. So set background transparency is equal to 1. Boom, just leave it right above it. So yeah, something like that. Maybe a little bit further down. Something like that. I think that looks nice. And then you just simply want to change this to unit 1 keybind text label. Then, as you guys probably already guessed, we're just gonna duplicate it. So Control D, Control D, Control D. You want to do this for, oh, I had 5 because yeah, I'm pretty sure the game has 5. That's why I did 5, because before I had 4, but then I made it 5 because the game has 5. So yeah, so you guys can make however many you want and stuff, but I'm just gonna go with 5, and then of course we have to rename them. So unit 2. It's a little tedious, but honestly it's very simple. We're literally just changing like 3 values for each one. Just changing the name, the text. Okay, there we go. This is unit 3. And like I said, naming is very important. So it's essential that you make sure that everything is named correctly and stuff. And obviously displaying the values is important as well, because you wouldn't want to confuse players playing your game, where it's like you have the keybinds in order of like 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, you know what I'm saying? So then I'm gonna go here. Unit 4, make this 4. And then we have our last one here. Go back up. Unit 5, and then unit 5, and then 5. Boom, there we go. Okay, just like that, guys, we are done with the hotbar frame. Yeah, that's it. We're done with the hotbar frame and stuff. So by default, obviously you want to set this visible, you want to leave this visible and stuff. We want players to be able to see this, right? So then let's go ahead and create the thing you guys saw at the start of the video. Let's go ahead and create a teleport pad. I'm not doing anything extravagant, just a simple teleport pad. So first things first, you're gonna have your actual block where players, this is going to be the actual visible thing where players are like, okay, this is a teleport pad. And then we're gonna have the part where players actually, that we're gonna use in the script. So you can really just name this teleport. You can really just name this, like, I don't know, I think, what did I name this? Oh yeah, teleport pad, and then I named the main part teleporter. Yeah. Okay, so you can name this like teleport pad, right? And then if you want to be specific, since I'm assuming your game will probably have more than one teleport pad, it's probably best to say like teleport pad 1, right? Probably best to do something like that. So I'm then going to set the gray color to like a kind of dark gray. Again, this is optional. You guys don't have to, do the colors and everything, but you do want to do this. Of course, you want it to be anchored, can't collide. You want to disable can't collide, right? And stuff. Then we're gonna want to go ahead and duplicate this. So Control D. Rename this part, however, to teleporter, if I can spell correctly. Teleporter, right? Now, as for this, you don't want oh wait, I did this one. Sorry. Okay, we want teleport pad. We want can't collide to be turned on for teleport pad, but we don't want can't collide to be turned on for the teleporter. Sorry, I had that mixed up. But of course, we want can't touch and anchored. So then you're just gonna scale it up. I'm pretty sure you already realized that you just want to scale it up and stuff. Just a pretty big box, and then set the transparency equal to 1. And stuff. Pretty much, this is what we're gonna use for the script, so that players, obviously if they jump, we don't want them to be taken out of the queue, right? Or the time, whatever you want to call it, right? So once we have all that set up, we can go ahead and get to scripting. So first thing first, let's make some changes to the local script. I'm going to head on down. I believe it was the unit. Yeah, that's what it was. We're going to go down here to the unit text button. We're going to add some stuff to it. So we're going to actually give it functionality. So we're going to say unit text button dot mouse button, one click, connect function, close parentheses, enter, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and set up a for I loop, right? Well, this will be the first one. Then I got a second one after this. So I'm going to say for I2 v2 because remember we already are inside of one, so we need to do two. So for I2 v2 in pairs, you're going to say core GUI dot hotbar frame get children enter, right? And then you're going to say if v2 is a, of course we need to make sure it's a text label, and unit text button dot text is equal to v2 dot text, then enter. Then you're simply going to say you're saying v3. That's what I did the first time. v2 dot text is equal to nothing, so just blank quotation marks, then enter, and then you're going to say return. Now you might be confused as to what we just did. Okay, so pretty much what this means is, right, it's going to iterate, go through all of the children of the hotbar frame. It's going to first make sure it's a text label, so ignoring the UI grid layout, it's going to go through all of these, right? All of these, right? These are going to have the text is going to be set to the name of the unit. What we need to have here, or what we have here, I should say, is a check to ensure that the player isn't trying to equip a unit they already have equipped. And it's actually dual functionality. Not only does it prevent a player from equipping a unit more than one time, it also allows the player to be able to remove a unit. You guys know in tower defense or tower defense games, when you open up your unit, the unit menu, right? When you select a unit, and if it's not equipped, it'll equip. But if it is equipped, it'll unequip. So pretty much what that means is if you click the unit and you have it equipped, it's going to be unequipped, and then the vice versa should happen. If that's confusing, just wait to end the video and it'll make sense. But yeah, this is pretty much the point. Is this is a check. It's so that it's like, okay, the player already has his unit equipped, let's unequip it. Now here will be the function. We're going to go ahead and make the function for when the player does not have it equipped, right? So we're actually going to do the same thing. We can really just copy and paste. So Control C, Control V. I already know I'm trying to save time. Change all the 2s to 3s and stuff because we need this to be different. So V3, V3, and V3. So same thing. We get the hotbar frame children and stuff. V3 is a text label. Now this, we're going to change this actually. So this is going to be v3.text is equal to no, or nothing, same thing, right? This lets us know that once it's passed the check, so that we know, okay, we don't already have the unit equipped. Now it's like, okay, now we need to find an available text label. That's what we need to do. We need to find an available text label and stuff. So it's going to look for one that's empty. So we can delete this, and then we can say, oh, actually probably could have left the text part, but yeah. We're going to say v3.text is equal to unit text button dot text, right? Because remember, that's going to be the name of the unit, and then we're going to put a break just so that it doesn't go through it multiple times. Since it's going to go through the for I loop, we don't want it to accidentally add the unit multiple times or just add all different units and stuff. It's just a measure just to prevent things, just a safety measure and stuff, right? Now I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to oh yeah, I didn't actually even create this event. Oh, I just realized I actually do. I just realized I deleted the whole function. I just realized that. Oh, my bad. Okay, so if you guys are looking on your screen, I know you guys probably have the whole if event type is equal to summon, and then you have the summon event. So don't panic and stuff. I accidentally deleted the whole thing. I forgot. I forgot that the first part of the function was from part 1. No biggie. We'll just retype it. But before we do that, we need to create a variable. So first I'm gonna say local teleport 1 is equal to workspace wait for child. Make sure you're referencing the right part. Make sure you're referencing the invisible part, not the part that players can see. So the teleporter, right? So I'm going to say teleporter, right? Then I'm going to set up the function core event.onClient events connect function, right? Close parentheses, or sorry, not close parentheses. In parentheses, you're actually going to put event type, comma arg1, comma arg2, we're sending over information, then enter. You're then going to set the if statement. So if event type is equal to quotation marks summon, let's go ahead and set this up again. Except since I, clearly made the mistake of forgetting to not delete this. So we're going to create our variable summon unit and stuff. Well, if you guys are watching this and you should already have this. If you already have this done, just skip ahead a few seconds to when I got into the actual new stuff. Yeah. So this is summoned unit. is equal to arg1. I'm just gonna blow through this since I already covered this, but yeah. So core GUI dot summon text button dot summon frame dot summoned text label dot text is equal to quotation marks. You have summoned colon space dot 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 quotation marks. Arrow font color is equal to forward slash quotation mark scan RGB 255 comma 215 comma 0 boom. Then this was another forward slash, and then another quotation set of quotation marks. Then I'm gonna go on the outside dot 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 quotation marks, another arrow dot 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 summoned unit dot 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 quotation marks, the same thing, arrow forward slash, I think, I don't even know it anymore, font, and then arrow. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there we go. Damn, that is a lot to type. But anyway, then the last thing was just core GUI dot summon text button dot summon frame. I just realized the people who are watching this premiere live, y'all could really skip past. Sorry about that. But anyway, that text is equal to in quotation marks coins colon space dot 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 player dot leader stats coins that value. Okay, now we can move on to the new stuff. Okay, so else if event type is equal to quotation marks, the name of the event is going to be teleport, of course, right? Teleport. Let me just go down a little. So it's going to be teleport, right? So first variable will be the teleport time. So teleport time is equal to argument 1. Pretty much this means if, like, say if you join the teleporter, like if you hop on the teleporter like mid thing, like there's already people waiting, they've been waiting for 10 seconds, now it's went from 20 to 10, so you need to, make sure your displays that's counting down from 10 instead of, like, 20. So yeah, as for the second value we have is going to, or second variable is going to, of course, be the players, the amount of players. So player count is equal to argument number 2. So you're then going to say core GUI. We're going to set some values. So core GUI dot teleport frame, or property, I should say. That player count text label dot text. Just hook up the values with the variables. So player count, and then core GUI dot teleport frame dot visible is equal to true. And then I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to say local teleport. And so this is a safety measure. That's the thing with matchmaking stuff like this that involves like countdowns with UI and like multiple players. You have to have these type of countermeasures in place in case like things go wrong or people do things, right? So this is pretty much to prevent an issue where, like, if a player hops on a queue and they get off the part and then they get back on it, the countdown is going to be glitched. Like it's gonna show the original countdown as well as the new one. So this is to prevent that. So you're going to create a variable called teleport n is equal to false by default, of course. And then when this value is set to true, we're going to break the loop and stuff. So I'm going to say we're going to get the teleport. So teleport 1 dot touch ended connect function, right? Close parentheses, enter, right? Oh, sorry, not close parentheses. I keep forgetting. We're going to put the hit, and then of course, double check to make sure. So hit dot parent dot name is equal to player dot name. And if that's the case, you're going to say teleport end is equal to true. Sorry. Then we're going to go after this function, and then we're going to set up the for I loop. So for I is equal to 1. Remember, this is your starting value, and then comma. Oh, sorry. For I teleport time. I forgot. We're going down, not up. So teleport time 0 because that's where we want to end, and then we want it to decrease by 1. So then enter. Right. I'm then going to say core GUI dot teleport frame. Countdown text label that text equal to quotation marks starting in colon dot 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 teleport, or sorry, not teleport time I, because it's going to be rapidly changing. Then you're going to have an if statement. You're going to say if teleport end is equal to true, then you're going to say break. This will pretty much end the loop and stuff to prevent any issues. And then after that, you're going to simply just add a task that wait of 1 second interval, and then we have one more event to add and stuff. It's actually the kind of opposite of this event. So else if event type is equal to teleport end, all we simply want to do is once it registers in the server that the player has stopped touching the part, we're simply just going to say core GUI dot teleport frame dot visible is equal to false. That's it. Actually, that, guys, we are done with the local script. Now we can move to the server script. So the server script, obviously, we added a couple stuff. The good thing is we didn't add anything to these functions, so you guys don't have to worry about being confused by that. Didn't add anything there. Or wait, did I? I'm trying to honestly think. Um, no, I feel like I did. Oh damn! I just realized. Or actually, wait, no, never mind, never mind, never mind. I thought I forgot. No, 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 never mind. I forgot. These functions are handled differently since we're touching the part. It's not going to be fired from the. Okay, yeah, I forgot. Anyway, we're gonna make honestly a lot of variables. So first things first, let's get the teleport service. So we're gonna say local TPS equal to game get service teleport service. Then I'm going to create a variable for the teleport. Or let's just save ourselves some time. Head over to the local script, scroll all the way up, find the, oh sorry, not scroll all the way up. Find the teleporter, teleport one, Control C, Control V. I'm gonna change this to teleporter simply because this is just what I had it as on like the script, like when I first made this. So teleporter, then create a variable for the teleport one list. So we're gonna say teleport one list is equal to special brackets. That's how we create a table. It's how we keep track of all the players that are supposed to be teleported. Then local teleport one countdown. This is how we keep track of whether or not the countdown has begun or not. Like pretty much like this. If no one is waiting, right? If no one is standing on the teleport pad, but then one player comes over, we need to be able to know, okay, the teleport countdown has not been started yet. Let's go ahead and start it. But then if it's a second player is coming in, it's like, okay, the countdown already started. We don't have to do anything. All we have to do is just, display the that the countdown is in progress to the new player. We don't actually have to start a new countdown, right? Then create a variable the player count. So teleport one player count is by default, of course, would be equal to 0. And then lastly, teleport one time. Now this is up to you guys. In the game, it's 20 seconds. So this is up to y'all though. So I just went with 20 and stuff. So we're going to create our first function. This will be kind of a local function. So function, this will be countdown. I didn't want to hold anything up in the script. So enter. You're going to set up a for loop. It's actually going to be very similar to, or kind of similar to what we did on the local script, but a little different. I'm going to say for I is equal to same thing. Teleport one time, comma 0, comma -1. Enter. You're then going to say teleport one time, negative equal, or sorry, not negative, minus equal 1. This is so that we can update the teleport one time so that the players know, like, okay, here's how much time I have left once they join the queue and stuff. Then I'm going to use the if statement. I'm going to say if teleport one player count is less than 1. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't finish that. If teleport one player count is less than 1, which means we need to officially end. That means all the players have gotten off of the teleport pad, which means we need to end the countdown. So then I'm gonna set the value. So teleport one time is back to 20, and then teleport one countdown is equal to false because we're stopping it. Then we're gonna break the loop. Then I'm gonna skip one end. Let me scroll down a little bit. And then I'm going to add an if statement. I'm going to say if I is equal to 0. So this means we made it to the end. And now it's time for all the players to be teleported over. So we're going to use a for I v in pairs loop. So for I comma v in pairs. And you're going to say game.players. Your children. Enter. You'll say if table.find teleport one list comma v.name. Enter. You're then going to say TPS teleport. And then you're going to put your place ID and then the player instance. Okay, so I'll go through this one more time. So to get place IDs, you click view, click this icon right here. The asset manager, go to places, get your asset ID, right click, copy ID to clipboard, right? And then you're just going to come back here, paste it, comma, V with the player instance, right? Then you're just going to skip after those 3 ends. You're going to say task.wait 1 second, right? Because we want it to be in 1 second intervals, right? Now let's set up the last 2 functions, like when the player touches the teleporter and then when they stop touching it and stuff. So when they are kind of initiating or / joining the queue and when they're leaving it. These functions, honestly, it's not gonna take as long to do this and stuff. There's like another 30 lines really. These functions are short. So we're gonna say teleporter.touch connect function in parentheses put hit into, let me just double check. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So hit, I'm gonna use the if statement. I'm gonna say if hit.parent my first child humanoid, so we confirm that it is either a player or an NPC, but I wouldn't really understand why an NPC would be walking around in a tower defense game. But yeah. And not table.find teleport one list comma hit.parent name. Of course, we don't want players to be like, we don't want their name to be added more than once instead of if their name is already in the list. Then let's create a variable for the player's character. Character is equal to hit.parent. Then I needed to add one more check. So if, and then you're just gonna copy and paste this, Control C, Control V, enter. Then you're going to delete the not, right? So if this turns out to be true, if we find it, then return. Um, Now, for some odd reason, I had to wait. Like, I thought this should honestly work, but for some odd reason, it kept like adding the player's name. Like, it kept adding my name multiple times to the table and stuff, causing it to like display like as if two players were teleporting when it was just me testing it. So I wasn't really sure what was going on. So I added this as like a secondary double check just to ensure that like it doesn't add a player's name if their name is already on the list. But yeah. So then we're gonna go ahead and go down here and add the name to the table. So table.insert player teleport one list, comma, then you're gonna say character dot name, then you're gonna say teleport one player count is plus equal 1, then you're going to want to fire the remote event. So core events, fire client, singular, then player, you're gonna put this, or sorry, I forgot we don't actually have the player. We're going to say game.players, find first child, character dot name, then comma. Once we find the player instance, we're then going to put the name of the event, teleport. Then we're going to send over the value. So one, we need to send over the time, and then send over the player count. Then once we've done that, we can go ahead and use an if statement. So if teleport one countdown, if it has not been initiated yet, so is equal to false, enter, then of course we're going to set that equal to true. So teleport one countdown is equal to true, right? And then I'm going to call the cooldown function. I keep saying cooldown, countdown, sorry, the countdown function. I don't know why I keep saying cool, well, that will, yeah. I don't know why I keep saying cooldown. I guess because it just looks like that. And I'm just used to dealing with cooldowns and stuff. Anyway, so we're done with that function. We can move on to the last function. So we're almost done, guys. So teleporter.touch ended, connect function, in parentheses, put hit once again, enter. You're going to say same thing. If hit.parent, find first child, quotation marks, humanoid, right? And table. Now this time you want it to be and table.find, teleport one list. Hit that parent, that name. Just remember we're removing names this time. Create a variable for the player's character once again, and then hit that parent, right? Then you're going to remove the name, so table.remove, teleport one list, comma, table.find, teleport one list, comma, character.name, right? Then I'm going to go after this, and I'm going to say teleport one player count is less than equal to 1, and then fire the remote again. Fire the remote event again, core event, fire client singular, and then we're actually doing the same thing, game.players, find first child, character.name, then comma, name of the event will be teleport end, and then remember we don't have to send anything else after just that. Then lastly, all we have to do is use if statement. So if teleport one player count is less than 1, we have all these measures in place to ensure that like it doesn't glitch out. So if teleport one player count is less than 1, which means nobody else is waiting, gonna say teleport one time is equal to 20. Then teleport one countdown is equal to false because it is ended, I should say. Okay, now we go ahead and test to make sure everything works. As always, if you guys want access to one of my scripts and models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description. Highly recommend you guys do that. But let's go ahead and test to make sure this works. Okay, so first we'll test the hotbar. So if I open up the unit menu, you guys will see I have all my units. If I click camera woman, you guys see it is now here. Now to just watch, boom, I can equip it, unequip, equip, unequip. Then I can have different types of units and stuff, boom. And then even if I unequip this, it'll just, oh, I forgot I already had that equipped. So if I unequip it, right, and then I go get something else, attack helicopter, it'll fill that spot until, you know, we have full spots. Okay, there it is, the 5th one. So yeah. So if I had another unit, I wouldn't be, like if I had a 7th unit, or wait, I can't count. If I had a 6th unit, then I wouldn't be able to fill it unless I, you know, remove one, then I can add it. So yeah. So there we go. The hotbar works perfectly fine. Glad to see. Now to test the teleport. Okay. So if I hop on here, boom, starting in, okay. So now we'll just wait and you guys see, oh, there is a glitch. It would appear there is a glitch here. It's supposed to say players and then 1, but we'll fix that after. I want to see, so you guys should see an error in a few seconds. It should say like teleport. Just say like attempt to teleport in studio, something like that. Yeah, raise to teleport failed because cannot. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what you want to see. Now if I step off of it, boom. Okay, so let's see. If I step off, so the way it's supposed to work, step off, it's supposed to disappear. Yeah, there you go. You shouldn't experience any issues here. Like now, if you're experiencing like a glitch where it's like it keeps going like to 20, 19, like the numbers are just keep jumping around, then you probably did something wrong. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so all I need to fix is the displaying issue. Ooh, let me see. See, that's weird because I put the starting in and then I don't know why it's doing that. Teleport starting in I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, I'm tripping. Player. Here we go. I forgot. Okay. Station marks. Players, colon, space, boom, da. There we go. Okay. So yeah, just go to line 102 and stuff, teleport event on the local script, and then you guys should be able to fix it. Just to double check to ensure everything works. Let me go here and see now. Boom, yeah, there we go. One player. Okay. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, like I said, just keep showing the video, keep it in the series, lots of love, and I definitely got you guys with a part 3. Yeah. And let me know what you guys want to see in part 3 and stuff. I might, include it and whatnot. If you find any bugs, of course, let me know. I'm gonna fix them and all that. Yeah, thank you guys for all the love and support you guys been showing on the channel. Really do appreciate it. Almost to 9,000 subscribers. It is crazy. Y'all been showing lots of love and I really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get to 9,000. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Yo, what's good with you? In today's video I got the how to make a tower defense game part 3. This part 3 will cover placements. It'll cover I don't even know what you really would call it, but like you guys know how like when you teleport to like in a tower defense game, you know how when you like teleport to like one of the maps and then you have like a little kind of like pathway set up for like the NPCs to move and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna set that pathway up and I'm gonna create placement and stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into that. If you didn't watch part 1 and part 2, go watch those. As you can see, clearly I have a lot of stuff made, so go watch part 1 and part 2. Thank you guys for all the love and support on the channel and stuff. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for 9,000 subscribers and stuff. We're close to 10k list. Let's keep running it up. You guys been showing the channel lots of love and support. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna just apologize ahead of time. It's, as you can see, 3 in the morning. I spent the entire, well, not the entire day, but like I spent a good amount of the day trying to figure this out, and I finally got it. So I'm just gonna record a video. But anyway, I apologize if I sound tired or anything, but yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so we don't actually have that much stuff to do in our original place, right? We could call this like our lobby. We don't have much to really do here and stuff because we're gonna move to our our second place in a second, which I'll get into that. But yeah, okay, so what we want to first do, of course, is open up the core script, the local core script. We only actually have 2 changes to do, right? So I want to go right here, right? Enter. I want to be right above the text, right before we change it back to nothing. We're going to say core events, fire server, in quotation marks. We're going to say unit change, right? And comma, quotation marks. For this is unequipped, and then comma v2 text. We want to send over the name of the unit. Now, if you don't understand what we just did, so we're going to fire the remote event to the server for an event to call on an event named unit change. What this pretty much means is that we're keeping track of what units the player has equipped, right? Like, how like we made in part 2, we made it so that like it displays right here, but I needed to also kind of save so that like the data is sent over to when the player teleports to go fight, to go go send their units to fight. I need that data to be sent over so we know, okay, the player has these units equipped. These are the units that the player is going to be using to fight the enemy, so that's what we're just making sure of that. So we're gonna have our unequipped, which if you deselect the unit and stuff, then, or like if you take it out of your hotbar, then it's unequipped. When you have it in your hotbar, it's equipped. So we would come down here and do the vice versa. So the whole point is we want to fire the remote event when the text is sent to the name of the unit. Hence why we fire the remote event prior to us setting the text back to default text. But since we're just now setting the text here to the name of the unit, we wanted to go after. So we're going to do core event, same thing. Let's really just copy and paste to save ourselves some time. So just Control C, Control V, event type stays the same. Literally just delete the UN and then make it capital E. And then and then also change the V2 to V3, right? And then yeah, that's literally all we have to do on the local script. We can then open up the server script. So core script server, we actually want to make some changes. So I know I said in the first video that we could set these values to whatever, but clearly since I changed the system, this isn't gonna work. The way I'm gonna do it is that whatever unit in the own units folder, whatever units, I don't even know how to say this. Okay, so you guys know how we have our own unit, owned units folder, right? And then we have our owned unit values, right? So whatever owned unit value is set to true, that means it is currently equipped. So obviously by default, we want these to be set to false, not true. So you simply just want to change these from true to false. Boom, right? Then I'm going to go down here and create, or actually I'm going to keep scrolling, actually go down here and stuff and click this arrow right here. Boom, we're going to create our second event. So enter, then else if event type is equal to, in quotation marks, you're going to put oh yeah, unit change. So unit change, enter, right? And then I actually need to add something. So after arg1, I'm going to put comma arg2, because remember we sent over the name of the event, kind of like you could say a sub event, because it's, you know, an event in an event, right? And then the name of the unit. So yeah, so argument number 2. So we're gonna need to create some variables. So first things first, the change type, which is argument number 1. This is one of two things, either equip or unequip. Then we have the unit name, which is self-explanatory. So we know which unit the player is equipping or unequipping. Then I'm going to use a for loop. I'm going to say for comma v in pairs. I'm going to say player dot owned units get children. So all the children of that folder inside of the player. Enter. You're going to say if v dot name is equal to unit name. Enter. You're then going to say if change type is equal to quotation marks equip, right? If it's equip, we're setting the value equal to true. But else if change type is equal to unequip, right? If it's unequipped, then we're doing the opposite. So v dot value is equal to false. Instead of here's how we'll know. Instead because we'll set the values to true when they equip it and set it to false when they unequip it, right? Then once you're done with that, we're finished with that event. We come down here. We got to make some adjustments, some add-ons to this statement here, so that we can send over the teleport data. So I just need to create a variable. So we're gonna get the HTTPS service, which I think this is the first video I've ever made where I actually used the HTTP service. Like I've used it before. This is the first video I've ever used it in. So I'm gonna say local HS for short. It's equal to game get service HTTP service. We need to use this to convert. I guess you could say kind of convert the we're pretty much using it to convert the table into a string, which I'll get into that in a second. Okay, so we want to go down here, right? And we have our first for loop, or wait, yeah. So we have our first for loop. So I actually changed this to I2 and V2 because I realized that this is I mean, it shouldn't create no issues, but still I just wanted to make sure. So just had to install that, right? And then after that, after the, you know, if table.find, so we find the name of the table, we're then going to create a table. We're going to say local equipped units list is equal to special bracket team. That's how we create a table. So here's how we'll keep track of whatever units the player has equipped. So I'm going to create a third for I v in pairs loop. So for I 3 v3 in pairs, you're going to say v2.owned units. You're going to say get children, close parentheses, enter, right? You're going to say if v3.value is equal to true. This is how we know that the unit is currently equipped. And enter, you're then going to enter the name of the table. So table.insert, you'll say equipped units list, comma v3.name, right? So that's how we know which unit is equipped. Then we're going to go down here and create a variable. We're going to say local sent data. This is the data we're trying to send. And then you're going to say HS data, or sorry, not data, JSON encode. And then you're going to put equipped units list. So pretty much, as you can see, it just generates a string from a table. It literally just converts a table, because this is a table we created, into a string. So instead of it being like a list of things, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, it's just gonna put all of it in one string, and then we'll decode it on the script in the other place, which is gonna turn it back to a table. So we're converting it, and then we're gonna do the opposite. So encode, then decode, right? And then lastly, all we have to do is go down here, put a comma, and then throw sent data. And you guys see how it's a string now, right? And then boom, that's all the modifications we had to make to to the server script. And then yeah, we are actually done here. Okay, so go ahead and make sure you publish everything, make sure you publish your work and stuff. So we are going to move to our second place. Now you guys should recall what I'm talking about. Remember how with the teleports and stuff, when we step on the part, it'll it teleports you to another place. So we're gonna go to that place. So click view, click right here, open up the asset manager. You're gonna open up your second place, right? The first place is kind of considered the lobby. So this is like considered like, I don't know, you could say another map. And damn, I don't know, like that was bright, but anyway. So yeah, once this opens up, okay, there we go. All right, so this is my second place. So the first thing first, I'm gonna create a very, and I mean a very basic track type of system, right? So we're gonna just, take some parts. Let's go ahead and get to scaling. Okay, so let me scale it like this, go up, and then make it a little like this. Okay, so I'm gonna make this green. This is going to be our player gate. So pretty sure you guys understand what I'm doing here. Stuff. I'm creating like the little track for the NPCs. This would be our player gate by default. But she can't glide beyond by default. No, I want to say no, but it definitely needs to be anchored, right? And then I'm gonna create, an actual track. So boom. Oh, didn't even do that. So I'm gonna put the right there. I'm going to drop it to the ground, and then yeah, something like that. And then I'm gonna do it like this, scale it, then go down like this. And then I'll duplicate it, Control D, and then I will rotate it. I think 90 should work. And then I'm gonna move it. Yeah, something like that. There we go. So yeah, then duplicate it again, Control D, and then we rotate it. 90. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring that over here, and boom. Okay, so now we've kind of made our little track area, right? Then I'm gonna duplicate the player gate, Control D, and then of course you're gonna put it at the opposite end. So boom, and then of course make this color red, and we're gonna rename this to enemy gate. These are where our enemy. This is where what's it called? This is where the enemies are gonna spawn at, while the friendlies spawn wherever we click, like to spawn them stuff with our mouse. So yeah, well, I mean, I guess you could make it they spawn at that gate if that's what you wanted to do, but it's up to y'all. But anyway, so we have our tracks built, right? But we need like kind of like barriers, like little wall type things to prevent them from trying to walk, like walk wherever they want to go. Like they need to only walk in certain, only need to walk on the track, I should say. So let me scale this. Let me go. So the way you could really do this, honestly, I honestly don't recall if like they just have flat out walls, or if they have like little walls. Like I'm not, honestly, like I don't remember. I don't remember if they have like flat out walls that you could just see that just prevent them. Oh yeah, no, I think they do like this. They have the big walls and then they just make them invisible. That's what I'm gonna do, guys. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna duplicate this, Control D, right? And then I'm gonna rotate it. I forgot I could have just done that the whole time, but anyway. So yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do mine like this. Bring it over some more. Scale it down. Yeah, so something like that, right? I'm gonna do something like that. And then yeah. Then I'm gonna duplicate this again, Control D. You guys pretty much are just gonna continue to keep doing this until you've finished the entire track. That's really just it. Drag this over a little, boom, and then Control D, rotate it again, and then lastly we have this last part. And then let me just drag this all the way over here, boom, and then Control D. Let me just move this over, and then boom, just hit that, guys. Okay. So obviously, let me adjust this a little. Now, obviously, I know the spacing and everything and measurements is not perfect. It's not meant to be, literally, because we're not even actually going to use this until next video. But anyway, okay, so once you have all your walls and stuff, right, you can name them. You can really just name them all walls, honestly. But then we also want to make sure everything is transparent. Yeah, there we go. So transparency is 1. We just name it wall. Just name them all walls, anchored, of course. And then you do want can't collide to be on for this. You do want can't collide to be on, right? So yeah, we could just have our walls like that. So they can't, walk out. They can't just walk out. But anyway, we finished with that. Now let's go ahead and get on to some other prerequisites before we even get into the scripting. So first things first, go ahead and drop our remote events into replicated storage, rename the remote event to core event. I'm trying to keep everything named the same as with the other ones so that people are just it, one, you could copy and paste, and two, I didn't really want to confuse people by adding a whole bunch of new stuff with new and different names. Then let's head over to server storage. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to create two folders. So our first folder, right? So our first folder is going to be called units. This is going to be our units folder. This is going to literally store the units, like what you're actually spawning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click avatar, rig builder, block avatar, and then I'm going to scale the rig down, because remember, they're supposed to be like really tiny. So I'm gonna where's the, okay, there we go. Oh, actually, I think that's actually, wait, is that actually how small they're meant to be? Or no, I think yeah, they're meant to be smaller than that. Yeah, so I'm gonna scale them down, so 0. Yes, something like that, honestly. So 0.3, right? So the whole point is you want to make sure they're named the exact same as how they're named. You recall, if we go back over here, right? If we go back to our original place, remember our table with the summon chances and all that, right? You want to make sure these names are the exact same. So I did realize right here I spelled helicopter wrong. I just don't feel like fixing it, because then it might cause an issue with the data. So then I'll have to reset my data, then summon all of them again, and I just don't feel like doing all that. But yeah, so you just want to make sure you get all the proper names. So I just wanted to say that in case anybody was gonna point out the fact that I spelled it wrong. But yeah, they would just make sure they have the same names. I would recommend, I mean, doing the colors is really optional. Like, you really don't have to do and stuff. The only reason I really felt the need to really do the colors on the stage is because I really just wanted to like be able to look from afar and be able to tell the difference. So yeah. So if you duplicate that, Control D, and then you just want to keep, just want to keep going. We have attack, camera. Now I'm not obviously gonna do all 6. I'm just gonna do like 3. Actually, but yeah, I don't even feel like doing 3. I'm gonna just do 2. So yeah, I'm gonna just do 2. Then camera, helicopter. Then I'm gonna change the body colors to blue, 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 and blue. Okay. So once you have all of your units done, you're gonna just throw them inside of the units folder. And then when you're done with that, we're gonna insert another folder. And then you're gonna, actually no, let's duplicate let's do this. Save ourselves some time. Control D, duplicate the already created units folder. You're simply just gonna rename this to unit prices, and then as you can probably tell, this will be the price of each unit. So we can delete, or we can save them for the name, honestly. So we're gonna get the plus icon. You're gonna want to insert a number value. So the name of said value is going to be the name of the unit, and then the value will be the price. So here's how we'll keep up with this. So for example, attack helicopter, right? That helicopter, the price of purchasing now will be 40, right? And then duplicate this, Control D, and then for this it'll be 60, and then just remember Control C, Control V, the names. Then we'll delete, because we obviously need that instead of unit prices. But yeah, so now we have our unit prices and our actual units that we're going to spawn in, right? Now we need to bring over the hotbar and stuff. So again, let's save ourselves some time. Let me just double check. Okay, I'm good. Let's save ourselves some time. Let's head on over back to our original place, get the core GUI, right? Now what you want to do is this: when you get the core GUI, you want to copy, right click and copy, or Control C, and then you want to paste it into the starter GUI. So paste into, but obviously we don't need all this stuff. We don't want summons. We don't need all that. So you're just gonna delete everything except the hotbar frame. Right, and then we're going to make one small change to this actually. So instead of it being the numbers, we're going to use the letters. And this is, or sorry, the words. And the reason that we're doing this is because I wanted it to be able to detect like the input and stuff for whenever a player presses the one key, the 2 key, like, and stuff. So it'll make more sense when I get to local scripting. But yeah, so you're just gonna replace all these numbers with the actual word version of their numbers, if that makes sense. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have ourselves 5, right? Boom, 5, right? So boom, we've finished making all the adjustments to the hotbar frame. Now we can get into the actual scripting and stuff. We're done with all the other prerequisites. Let's open up starter player, insert a local script. You guys already know the drill. So you want to name this core script, and then you want to say core script 2, then in parentheses the local script. Again, I don't want to confuse people, so I just want to give them the scripts different names so we can just tell the difference. But yeah, so then I got to create a lot. I actually need to create a lot of variables. So first things first, we have the teleport service. So local TPS equal to game get service, teleport service. Now the reason we're getting teleport service on the local script is actually because you can only retrieve teleport data on local scripts. You cannot retrieve it on the server side, so that's why we're gonna be retrieving it on the local script. Then let me get the user input service. So game get service equal to user input service. Then let me create a remote event for the core. Let me create a variable for the remote event. Equal to gain or replicated storage core event. Then create a variable for a local player is equal to game.players.local player, so then we can get our core GUI. So local core GUI is equal to player.player GUI, wait for child. Okay, did not mean to do that. Wait for child core GUI, right? Now we can get into the actual functions. So first things first, core event that on client events can event connect function, right? Close parentheses, or sorry, in put those parentheses, you're going to actually put event type. Now we do have one event type for the client side, which is going to be when the player joins the game. So pretty much when the player joins the game, we're just going to go through all of the values inside of the own units folder, and we're just gonna we're gonna go through them, and we're gonna see if any of those names match to the names of the names sent over via the data when the player teleported and stuff. So that'll let us know, okay, the player had these units equipped, and these are the units they need to have equipped at this moment in time. So yeah. First thing first, set up an if statement. You're gonna say if event type is equal to join, that'll be the name of the event, and enter, and then you're gonna create a variable. It's called received data and stuff. As the name implies, this is the data that has been sent over to to this place, so we're receiving it. So it's equal to TPS, and then you're gonna type in get local player teleport data, right? Then that's it. Then we're gonna create a table, so local unit table. We're gonna decode said data. So it's equal to HS. Oh, did I forget? Oh, I actually forgot that. We also need to get the HTTPS service, just like before. So local HS equal to game get service HTTP service, and then I'm gonna say HS decode JS on decode, and then you're gonna put the received data, right? And then I'm gonna set up 3 different for IV in pairs loops. First, I'm gonna say for IV in pairs, and I'm going to say unit table. Enter. I'm gonna say for I2v2 in pairs. I'm gonna say player dot owned units, right? Get children. You guys to see where I'm going with this. This is just compare them to make sure, like, okay, if the names match, then that means the player had the unit equipped, and this is the unit they need to have equipped right now, right? So once we get that, then I'm gonna set up an if statement that says if v is equal to v2 dot name, then v2 dot value is equal to true. So we know it's equipped, and then we also need to make it so that the player can see it in our hotbar. So for I3, v3 in pairs, you're gonna say core GUI dot hotbar frame get children. Enter. You're then gonna say if v3 is a text label, we gotta make sure, right? Is a text label, and v3 dot text is equal to blank, nil, nothing, whatever, right? Then enter, and then you're gonna say oh, I forgot a quotation mark. It's equal to nothing, right? And then you're gonna oh, I forgot the percentage. I'm sorry guys, like I said, I am looking tired, not gonna lie. But anyway, yeah. So and v3 dot text is equal to blank, and then we're gonna say v3 dot text is equal to v2 dot name, because that's obviously the name of the unit. And then I'm gonna fire the remote event. Core event, fire server, quotation marks, put unit change. I'm gonna equip. Wait. Oh wait, no. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot I had this on both, because I was just like, yeah, wait, yeah. Isn't that how I did it? I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, no, wait. I actually don't need this. Yeah, I actually don't need that part. Why did I? I'm trying to remember why I honestly cannot remember as to why I included this part. Like, yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, I forgot about the last line, but anyway. So name, right, and then we also need a break at the end. So break, and then boom. That's really it. I don't know why I forgot. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot to remove that part. But anyway, okay, moving on. We have our next function. So we're gonna set the user input service function up. So you're gonna say UIS input began connect function in parentheses put input test enter. You're then gonna say if input dot user input type is equal to enum dot user input type dot keyboard and not process, which just means the player is not typing in chat. Then into, you're then going to say if core GUI dot hotbar frame find first child. Quotation marks, you want to put unit, right? And then you're going to say dot 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 input. This is what I was talking about, guys. Input dot key code dot name. It's going to return the letter 1, 2, 3, or 4. Hence why we needed to change, change it from the number 1 to the word 1, right? So key code dot name, and then quotation marks text label, right? And then we also what's it called? Oh yeah, that's actually later in the line. So yeah, once we've done all that, then you're gonna press enter. Then you're gonna use the for I v in pairs loop before I v in pairs. Then you're gonna say core GUI dot hotbar frame get children, and then we're gonna say enter, right? And then you're gonna say if v is a text label, right? If v is a text label, then v dot background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new 0.23 comma 0.23 comma 0.23. That's to give it that default dark gray look. Then I'm gonna skip two ends and I'm gonna say actually the same thing as before, so we really just copy and paste. So just do this, Control C, Control V, and then you're going to say dot background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new 1 comma 1 comma 0. So the goal is just so that we know it's selected. So this pretty much will handle us selecting units and stuff. It'll turn all their background colors to gray, while the one we selected will be turned to yellow. Their background color will be turned to yellow so that we know, okay, they have it currently equipped. Now for actually placing it, right? And then, wait, I just realized, expected to close, goddamn. Did I give an extra end by mistake? Oh, my bad. Well, yeah, just remove an end if you also had an error. I must have forgot. But anyway, okay. So moving on to the next, we're gonna go up here and gonna say else if input the user input type is equal to enum the user input type that mouse button 1. This is for when a player is trying to place down the units, mouse button and not processed enter, right? Then you're gonna use a for I loop for I v pairs. Then I'm gonna say core GUI the hotbar frame get children enter. You're gonna say if v is a text label, if v is a text label, and v dot background color 3 is equal to color 3 dot new what was it again? Oh yeah, 1 comma 1 comma 0. Here's how we know that it's currently selected. So if background color is equal to that, then we'll fire the remote event for event fire server. In quotation marks, you're going to put place, even that will be the name of the event. Then comma, and then you're going to send over, of course, the name of the unit as well as the player's current position. So hit position, right? And then boom, just like that, guys, we are done with the local script. Now we can move on to the final script that we have to do, and then we'll be done. So let me go ahead and insert a server script into server script service, rename the script to core script 2, and parentheses put server, right? So I'm then going to delete the print hello world. We got to create a couple of variables. So or actually I mean, I don't really need some of these since yeah, I only need certain things. Okay, so I'm going to create a variable for the core data store, same thing as before. Core data store is equal to game get service data store service get data store quotation marks core data store. You guys already know the drill with data stores, game settings. Now I don't know honestly if it turns off for places. I don't really know. But just make sure you have your data stores and you have your data stores on and everything. So yeah, I got my core data store, right? Then I'm gonna get the teleport service again. So TPS equal to game get service teleport service. Then I'm going to get the core remote events. Core event is equal to game the replicated storage wait for child core event, right? Then I'm going to get into the first function. So great news is we can save ourselves some time, guys. Let's go back to our original server script, the first one, and then you're just going to copy and paste the first function. So just Control C, Control V, and just like that, guys, I just saved this literally 47. That's literally half the script. I just saved this time. You don't have to type all that. But yeah, so I'm not gonna change some things. So instead of coins, it's gonna be money, because you guys know coins is what you use to summon stuff. Money is what you actually use to, purchase the units and like place them down and stuff. So it has to be a different value. So yeah, so money, so it's the same thing. Money, you just want to rename it to money, parent it to the leader stats. Again, I'm just leaving this as that so that I can I give myself that much so that I can be able to spend it. But obviously, by default, you'd want this to be like, 0, right? Then of course we're going to delete this part because we don't need these parts. So boom, we can really delete those parts. And then you're gonna want to go all the way at the end. Remember what I said, guys, about the joined remote event. I mean the joined event. So you're gonna say core event fire client singular, then player, comma, quotation marks, we're gonna the joined event, right? So boom. Now we're on to 50, right? So now, yeah, actually, yeah, that literally covered most of it. This is the last part. Okay, so let's create variables for our unit folders. So which is in server storage. So units is equal to game the server storage word for child units, and then unit prices, local unit prices is equal to game dot server storage word for child unit prices, right? Then I'm gonna set up the remote event, the like event portion of the server script. So core event that on server events, connect function, in parentheses you're gonna put PLR to for the player, comma event type, comma arg1, comma arg2, enter, right? Then I'm gonna say if event type is equal to quotation marks, you're gonna say place unit, right? And enter. And then you're gonna create a variable for the unit name. So local unit name is equal to arg1. Then you're going to create a variable for the mouse position, because remember we sent all this from the local script, so it's equal to argument number 2. Then I'm going to set up an if statement. I'm going to say if player dot leader stats dot money dot value, and make sure they have enough first, is greater than equal to unit prices, which is our folder into the server storage, regular brackets, then unit name. We're going to find the price tag for the unit, so dot value, enter, and then if they have enough, then we'll proceed. We'll subtract it. So copy and paste, and then you're just gonna say actually yeah, money dot value is less than equal to, yeah. So they just change the greater than symbol to less than, and then lastly, let's clone over the unit. Let's create the unit. So unit is equal to units, regular bracket, unit name. You're gonna say clone, right? And then you're gonna say, so we're gonna do this differently. You're gonna say unit.parent is equal to parented to the workspace, and you're gonna say unit, unit move to, and then you're going to say mouse position. So this has to be done a little differently. I know usually I use pivot. Pivot is for C frames. Move is for positions, vector 3 coordinates. And also I usually set the C frame before I parent them and stuff. You can't do that. I actually didn't even know this before you could. I didn't know this before I made this and stuff. You have to actually parent something before you can set its position. You can set its C frame before you parent it, but you can't do the vice versa. But anyway, let's go ahead and test to make sure it works. As always, if you guys want access to any of my scripts models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description. I highly recommend you guys check those out. Okay. And I kind of just recalled something. Well, obviously our data store works as you see the money and stuff, but well, not the data store because it's not really loading anything. But anyway, so I kind of actually just remembered that we actually have to actually test this, in an actual thing. So y'all give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. So y'all give me 1 second because I actually have to start this thing up once I find my place. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so I'm gonna make my screen visible in a second once it loads up. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to, I swear. Okay, there we go. I swear if it didn't, yeah, I did publish it. Okay. So yeah, so make sure you have some units equipped, of course. So I'm just gonna equip all the units and stuff, right? Then I'm gonna hop on the teleport pad, and then we're just going to wait a smooth 15 seconds. We're just gonna wait and see and stuff, right? So yeah, we have 7 seconds left. and then it should teleport us. And it'll probably take a few more seconds because it's, it's not just teleporting. It's also, first has to create the server, so it'll take a few more seconds. So just wait, boom, and there we go. It teleported us. Oh, there we go. We have all of our units and stuff. You guys see we have the track set up and everything, and then the walls are there, right? So boom, and then I can also select the units. You guys can see I can cycle through them. Then if I left click, now I just want to clarify something. Remember, you can only place a unit if you created it inside the unit folder. I only created 2, so I can only place down 2. Which one was, okay, yeah. Camera helicopter was one of them, and attack helicopter. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there you go. We have our placement system now and stuff, right? Now, obviously, I have to make it so you can't. Okay. Well, anyway, so I'll have to make it so that you can't place them on like certain spots and stuff like I think it's like you can't place them like too far away. I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like and subscribe and stuff. I'll for sure keep the series going as long as you guys continue to support the series, which you guys have been doing a great job of. If you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like and subscribe and stuff. And thank you guys for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. If you find any bugs or anything, have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. And yeah, and I'll let you know about whatever it is you're commenting. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, I got the how to make a tower defense game. This is part 5 and stuff. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time. It's like 3 in the morning, so I'm a little tired. I just finished working on the thing, so I was like, let me go ahead and knock out this video so I could just relax tomorrow morning. Anyway, uh, so yeah, so I have part 5 and stuff. You guys already know the drill. If you didn't watch the first 4 parts, go watch those first 4 parts, as I already have a whole bunch of stuff set up and stuff. Just like the previous parts, we're in our second place and stuff. So yeah, we're in the second place with the actual waves and all that stuff. So this will include some improvements and stuff. This will include improvements to the wave system. So you're gonna have, there's actually going to be a voting system, so you'll be able to vote on the difficulty of the waves, and based on the difficulty you choose, that will be the amount of waves that occur, as well as how fast the enemies spawn and stuff, which I will explain as I type the code and stuff. But yeah, I also changed I pretty much just did some changes to the wave system, and I made it again more like a tower defense game, as that's the goal, to continue making gradual changes and improvements to everything, so that it seems more and more like a tower defense game and stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So the first thing we can go ahead and take care of is the is the UI. So let's head on over to Core UI. I'm gonna want to insert a text label into the Core UI itself. I was gonna put it inside of the hotbar frame, but remember we have the UI grid layout, so it would force it to like here's what it would look like if I put it inside. Like it would yeah, you guys see, like it would force its size and positioning. So we're gonna have to just parent it to the Core UI. I'm gonna rename this text label to money text label. As you guys know, in tower defense games, you have a text label that displays how much money you have. So let's go ahead and make it 50, the size 50 by 50. So 50 by 50. Background will be transparent, bold text, scale text, rich text. You can just leave a money sign by default, or the money symbol, whatever you want to call it. Text color will be white, while the text stroke transparency will be like a nice green, and then text stroke transparency will be kind of like 0.5, because the bright green is a little too, it's a little too bright. And then I want to move it over. I want to move it over a little bit, but at the same time, I want to leave some space in between the money text label and the hotbar itself, so that we players are able to see like their money. Let me see. I think 150. Yeah. Okay. So probably like 0. Or maybe 0.25. Nah, it's too close. Maybe 0.22. Let's just, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at 0.2. But yeah, you guys can put it wherever you want. It's up to y'all. So once we finish that, we're gonna insert another frame into the Core UI. You're gonna rename this frame to voting frame, right? You're gonna actually want to make the size. I think I did like 500. I think I did like 500 by like 300. I think that's what I did. Yeah, I did something like this, like 500 by 300. I'm just gonna put it up here. You want the background transparency to be equal to 1. We're not really doing much with the frame itself. We're gonna insert a text label into the frame, right? Or sorry, first we're gonna insert a UI grid layout, and then we're gonna insert the text label. So you're gonna put a UI grid layout. As for the properties, So cell size is going to be 140 by 270, and then cell padding is going to be 20 by 5, right? And then you're going to want to insert your text label. So boom, insert a text label. Here's how it's supposed to look, right? I'm going to rename this text label. So you're going to rename this text label to the name of the difficulty and then just the words text and label, right? So I'm just doing easy, medium, and hard, right? So this will be easy text label, right? So easy text label, and then of course you're gonna set the background color to whatever the colors of that represents the difficulty. So easy, of course, would be like a green, be like a green. I'm also gonna insert a UI corner and stuff. This is optional; you don't have to do this, but yeah, we want our UI to be nice and round. So like yeah, 15. So this is easy. We don't want any text. We do not want any text, right? Then I'm going to insert a button inside of the text label. I'm gonna rename this text button to, I believe, I think called it vote text. Yeah, vote text button. So vote text button, as the name implies, this is the button you're gonna press to vote for this difficulty. So let me move the button kind of like here, and then of course we're gonna make it smaller. So maybe like 70, or no, maybe like 125. I think like 125 will fit right in the middle. Yeah, I think something like that. And then we're gonna leave it down here, right? Or maybe let me do 120. So I'm gonna do it like this, right? I'm gonna leave it in the middle. I'm gonna again duplicate the UI corner, throw it inside of the text button. I'm gonna make the background black and make it transparency 0.5. You guys already know bold text, rich text, scale text. You're gonna set the text equal to vote. Text color will be white, and then we don't have to worry about the text stroke transparency. So boom, right? That's how it's supposed to look. Then we're going to need to insert a title text label. This is what's going to, you guys see how there's no title that actually shows you, that actually tells you what the difficulty is. We're going to need to insert one. So you're going to insert a text label into the easy text label and stuff. This will be at the top and stuff. So you could set the text equal to whatever the name of the difficulty is. So for this, it'll just be easy. So bold text, scale text, rich text. This time it'll be white. It'll be white and the text stroke will be black. So boom. Background transparency, of course, will be equal to 1, right? And then of course I'm gonna scale it down a little. So like maybe like 150, or like 125, something like that. So it's like about 125, and then I'll move it over so that it's positioned in the middle. So I think like maybe 0.2 or 0.15 should work. 0.15. No. 13. Dang. 0.1. Yeah, actually, yeah. No, it needs to be just a little bit. So like maybe like 0.9, 0.7 maybe. I don't know, guys. Okay, there we go. That looks nice. There we go. Perfect. Right. So then once we have that, you're gonna want to rename this to simply title text label. So title text label. So all of the UI elements are gonna have the same name except for the main text label, right? And then guess what? You're just gonna duplicate this 2 times. So Control D will have it selected. But you can do this as many times as you want. Like you can have as many difficulties as you want. In actual tower defense games, there's 4 difficulties. So you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many you want to have. But I'm just only gonna do 3. So as you guys can probably guess, I'm just gonna rename them. So medium text label, right? I'm gonna go in here, change the title text label, change this text, set the text equal to medium, and then we also need to change the background color of the main text label. So for this will be yellow, and then we have the third one, which this is hard, so red. So the background color will be red. Change easy text label to hard text label, and then lastly change the title text label to reflect the difficulty. So hard, and then boom, right? We are just like that, guys. We are actually done with all the voting UI. It was honestly pretty simple. Now what we have left is just some scripting changes. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the local core script, right? We just have a few changes to be made here, and it's mostly on the server side. So I'm gonna go here, right? So I'm gonna go right before the for loop, so right here, and then I'm gonna say core GUI dot money text label dot text is equal to quotation marks. You're gonna put the money sign, quotation marks, or sorry, not quotation marks, you're gonna say player dot leader stats dot money dot value. This so that whenever the player joins, their money is displayed and stuff. It'll be automatically, be displayed. So then we're gonna skip 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so yeah, like right here, yeah. So like right here, honestly, because yeah, the break 2, 4, 5, yeah. So right here, we're then going to set up the function. So we're gonna say player dot leader stats dot money dot changed connect function close parentheses enter. So whenever the value of money money changes and stuff, the money value changes and stuff, it's going to trigger this function, which means it's going to automatically update as the player gains or loses money. Whether it be they're losing it through spending. I mean, through spending the money on units, or if they're just gaining money from killing enemies. So we set up this function, and then we're literally just going to copy and paste what we type. So Control C, Control V, boom, right? Then after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say core GUI that voting frame that visible is equal to true. This is so that the sorry, I actually forgot to mention something. Okay, so with core GUI, right, you want to disable the voting frame. You do not want this to be visible by default, because remember core GUI, what's it called? I'm trying to think. Because I'm trying to think. I forgot. But the point is, though, right? We want this to be disabled because we don't want it to, be active while like a player has already voted. So just as a precaution, right? We're going to enable it whenever the player joins to allow them to vote, though. So yeah. So once we've done that, we're then going to set up a for loop. I'm gonna say for I comma v in pairs. You're gonna say core GUI that voting frame get children enter. You're gonna say if v find first child. In quotation marks, put vote text button. This is to confirm that it's one of the what's it called? That it's one of the that is one of the I'm trying to think. Oh yes, one of these text labels. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's one of the main text labels, and that it's actually has a vote text button, so we know it's one of the things that players can vote on, right? So once we confirm that it has a text button inside of it, then going to set up the function, I'm going to say v.vote text button dot mouse button one click. Then you're going to say connect function close parentheses enter. Enter, right? And then you're going to disable the frame. So core GUI dot floating frame dot visible is equal to false, right? And then I'm going to say core events fire server in quotation marks, put start wave, which as the name implies, you're going to begin the wave process, then comma v dot title text. This is why it's important you need all of them the same thing aside from the main UI elements, and dot text. So remember that the text for the titles and stuff are the actual names of the waves and stuff. So easy, medium, and hard. That's how we'll know what difficulty to put it on, right? And then I'm gonna throw in else if statements. So I'm gonna click this arrow right here. Then I'm gonna press enter, go above and say else if event type is equal to in quotation marks. You're going to say voting, which as the name implies, this is when the player will be able to vote. This is for when a player actually finishes, they complete a wave, and then it's like they're in a standstill because it's like they beat the wave and now they're waiting for voting for to start up the next few waves. So we're literally just gonna do the same thing. Just gonna core GUI dot voting frame dot visible is equal to true, right? So boom, once we've done that, we are done with everything on the local script. We can then move to the core server script. So the changes here, first things first, I changed this from what is this? 3, what is this? 3, yeah, 1,000,000. So instead of 1,000,000, starting value is going to be 100. I mean, this doesn't really matter, as you guys can set this to whatever you want. I kind of told y'all that I was just setting it to 1,000,000 just for testing purposes, but yeah. So since we're now actually getting into the actual, making it serious, we're going to set this back to an actual reasonable value. So 100, right? So then I'm going to scroll down. Here you're going to well, I don't want to say delete this though. That's the thing. I don't want to say you want to delete this. I mean, you do, but yeah, we'll say you delete it. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do, right? We're gonna copy this, right? You're gonna copy the while loop, so you're just gonna copy it, or cut it, because that'll just copy it and delete it at the same time. So yeah, but the point is you want to copy it and then delete it, right? Then if we move down here, right, we need to adjust some things with the while unit do, right? So after we deal damage to the NPC, you guys know every time when your unit hits an enemy NPC, you gain cash. So we're gonna do that. Player dot leader stats dot money dot value is plus equal to 20, or however much you want to give them, right? And then lastly, we need to check something. We need to say if v dot humanoid dot health is less than equal to 0, which means they're dead, right? Then v destroy. This is this is to ensure that all the enemy NPCs are destroyed upon them dying, so that they're not like their body parts just aren't like sitting on the conveyor belt, right? So then boom, right? Once you set that up, we are done here. And then we can move on to the setting up the next event. So you're going to click this arrow, enter, you're then going to say else if event type is equal to, in quotation marks, you're going to put start wave. So this is going to be the actual function, or I guess event that will handle this stuff. So we're going to create some variables. First, we're going to say local wave mode is equal to arg1. Remember, that's what we sent over, easy, medium, or hard. Then we'll create two more variables. Therefore, we're not going to assign any values to them. We're going to say local spawn interval, leave that blank, and then local wave limit. Spawn interval is the second in between each enemy unit spawning based on the difficulty you chose. That will determine how fast they spawn. Obviously, if you're on easy, they'll spawn like every 10 seconds. If you're on hard, they'll spawn like every 3, maybe 2 seconds and stuff, right? Up to you guys. Wave limit is how many waves will occur until like, the player is like done, like until they get to like an intermission and stuff, till they're able to vote for the next wave type, I guess you want to like wave mode, I guess that's what you would call it and stuff, right? Then I'm gonna set up an if statement. I'm gonna say if wave mode is equal to easy, in quotation marks, enter. Here's where you're gonna settle the stuff. So spawn interval, since this is easy, we'll say is equal to 10 seconds, right? And then we'll say wave limit is equal to 20 waves. Then I'm gonna say else, right? And then I'm gonna just copy everything we just did, Control C, Control. Oh dang, I just realized because we had other stuff to say about. I guess that means we'll have to retype it. But anyway. So yeah, you're gonna do that, and then you're just gonna Control C, Control V again, and then you're just gonna do medium, right? And then you're gonna change some things. So spawn interval will be every 5 seconds. Wave limit will now be what was it? Oh, 30. Yeah. Wave limit will now be 30. Then for hard, spawn interval will be 2 seconds, and wave limit will be 50. Right? Just increasing the difficulty. But you guys can set these values to whatever you want, right? And then I'm going to go and copy this stuff. So you want this, right? Or wait, sorry, you want something similar to this. So just copy it, Control V. What we're doing is we're setting the player gate health back to max or full, whatever, right? So you want to say it's equal to whatever your max health value is for the player gate, so 500 and stuff, since we're starting a new wave and stuff. Now I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm not totally sure if this is how it works in the game, where like if you beat like all the waves and then you're starting again, if your health resets. I'm honestly not sure. If it's not, then you can simply just leave it out. I was just including because I thought that's how it works, but I'm not sure. Then we're going to copy this, Control C, Control V, so that the health is displayed correctly. Then I'm going to set up a for I loop, and this is what's going to handle it. So I'm going to say for I is equal to 1 comma wave. Wait, huh? I'm confused. Where's the error? There's something. Wait, I'm so confused. Why isn't it? Oh, there we go. I don't know what was going on. Anyway, wave limit. So remember, the first value is our starting value. So we're going to start at 1, and we're going to make our way up to the second value, which is the wave limit. So say if you have a wave limit of 20, right? We're going to start at 1. It's going to count up to 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. on to 20, right? And then the third value is the interval it changes, right? So since we know we want to go 1, 2, 3, we want to count upwards, we're going to put a positive 1, right? So then enter, and then here's where we're supposed to paste the code, but I forgot and accidentally copied something else. But anyway, we're just gonna retype it. It doesn't take that long anyway. You're gonna simply say local enemy is equal to enemy units dot enemy clone enemy pivot to workspace dot enemy gate dot c frame times c frame dot new parentheses put -1 comma 5. And then lastly, enemy.parent is equal to workspace, right? And then here I'm going to say if I is equal to wave limit, then enter. What this pretty much means is that, what's it called? Is that this is officially the last wave for the player and stuff. So if they're on their last wave, we're gonna say core event, fire client, quotation mark, or sorry, you're gonna fire to that specific player, then comma, and then you're gonna say quotation marks voting and stuff. Because this is how you know that like they're done and stuff. So now they're ready to vote on the next one. Then you're simply gonna say task that way. Then you're gonna throw your spawn interval here. This is the seconds in between each enemy unit spawning in, right? And then let me just double check. Okay, I'm good. So this is the seconds spawning. This is the in seconds the duration that will spawn in and stuff, right? So yeah, so we're done there. So if I scroll down, there's nothing. No, when I scroll down, yeah, I believe that was actually it. Actually, now that I think about it, because if we scroll down here, so I still have this. I swear I think this is how it works in the game. I don't know if like if you die, you just have to vote. If that's the case, then you could really just make it so that you just vote here and stuff. I honestly am not totally sure if that's how it works. If it is, then someone correct me. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and test to make sure everything works. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description. Highly recommend that and stuff. And thank you, shout out to all of my Discord subscribers as well as all of my channel members. You guys have been going crazy, crushing it with the support. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. Remember, guys, we go ahead and boot up our place. Boom, right? We go ahead and boot up our original place. So I'm gonna select all my units, and then I'm going to hop on the teleport pad, and then I'm gonna teleport over and stuff, right? Oh, I just realized I forgot to have a cap limit on how many units you could spawn in. Anyway, I'll include that next time. It doesn't really matter. If you guys find any bugs, any issues and stuff, have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. I already know, and then yeah. And then I'll consider adding them and stuff. I probably will, especially if it's something simple that like the game is like a tower defense game has to have, then I got y'all. Okay, so as you guys can see, the enemies are not spawning automatically as they were before. We actually have to vote on it. I know the UI is like, it's in a very awkward position. It doesn't really matter. Remember, I'm just here to show you guys how to script. So I'm gonna go for, let's go for the medium difficulty. So the enemies will spawn like I forgot. I honestly don't know. So oh yeah, I also probably should work on that, by the way, on figuring out. Oh yeah, I probably should do that so that you can't spawn enemies on top. We'll figure it out for another part. But anyway, so as you guys can see, the enemies are spawning pretty fast, and you guys see I'm gaining cash. You guys notice that I'm gaining cash every time they hit them stuff. My cash is being regularly updated here, and what's it called? It's taking cash for me to actually drop units. Well, oh, I think I already had that before, but the point is the cash is working. The cash is working. The enemies are spawning in the intervals that they were based on the wave thing. The wave amount and stuff. So since I chose medium, I believe that's I think that's 30. Yeah, I believe that's 30 and stuff. And then since they're spawning at like a rate of like, I think it's like 5 seconds, I believe. You would probably have to sit here for like, honestly, I think like okay, let me check the math real quick. I think you have to sit here for like 2-3 minutes. I'm not gonna hold y'all. So I know all of us don't want to do that, or any of us don't. I know all of us don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna hope for the best and hope it works. If it doesn't, y'all already know. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely figure out fixes for any issues for the next part and stuff. And don't not to worry anybody. The tower defense series will be continuing and stuff. I saw people like that were worried. It was like 3 people that asked me about it in the same day and stuff. No, the series was continuing. So the only reason I hadn't had a sequel already done was because I was finishing up some school stuff for college. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely leave a like and subscribe. Like I said a few minutes ago, thank you guys for all the love and support you guys been showing on the channel. You guys really have been crushing it. I really do appreciate it. We're like 500 subs away from 10,000. That's for sure. Keep going and stuff. And yeah, I'll definitely continue the tower defense series as long as you guys keep showing the love that y'all have been doing so far. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, I got the how to make a tower defense game inspired by, or I guess my reference material is tower defense. This is part 4, I believe, and stuff. Part 4, as you can see by the title, is this part includes what is it called? I forgot. Oh, waves. Yes, waves. Okay, so you guys already know the drill. If you haven't watched part 1, part 2, part 3, go watch those first 3 parts. You're gonna be confused, have a lot of stuff set up. Now I just want to clarify something. I know the title says waves, but like I haven't made like a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. We're gonna get into that and stuff. We're gonna make it more advanced as we move along and stuff. This is just an introductory way of what's gonna have constant enemies and stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna continue to add on stuff, change some things to make it more like a proper tower defense game. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. Oh, before I do, thank you guys for all the love and support you guys been showing on my channel. Stuff y'all been going crazy in the videos and stuff. I really do appreciate it. This y'all been showing lots of love on this series. Y'all really love the series, which I love. And yeah, but anyway, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so first things first, right? We're gonna have to make some changes to this. Okay, so first things first, you want to find all the parts that are the conveyor, right? You guys remember we have our invisible walls, we have our enemy gate and player gate, right? And then we have our flat tiles or parts, whatever you call them. These are going to be our conveyor parts, right? Because it's like a conveyor. So I actually didn't realize this until I went to, because like in all honesty, I was struggling for like a day trying to figure out how to get the enemies to move from this gate to the other gate. I honestly thought they were using pathfinding and they scripted each individual enemy to actually like walk the path. But then I realized it's just a tycoon. Like, you guys know how in tycoon games they have like those conveyor belts where like parts just drop and then it just, you know, the velocity is changed so that the parts just slide down, you know what I'm saying? It's the exact same concept. And I was just like, oh, bet, let me just try that, and it worked. But anyway, so to make this work, right, like I said, name all of them conveyor. You want them all to have the same name. Now, you might experience this issue, which I will bring this up later on, when we script the conveyor belt to like velocity, so that when you know, the enemies drop down from here and then they're supposed to slide this way, that way, and then that way to our player gate and stuff, you may experience issues where like they're sliding the wrong way. Like for example, the enemy is supposed to go from this gate and it's supposed to walk, it's supposed to like slide straight. Say for instance, they slide, like they don't move, which means they're like sliding against the red gate, so they're going in this direction. All you have to do is find the conveyor part and just rotate it. That's all you gotta do, is just rotate it the opposite direction and stuff. Obviously, you know, maybe a little bit of struggle, but yeah, all you gotta do is just, oh, didn't even do that. All you gotta do is just rotate it until the enemies are moving in the right direction. I just wanted to let people know in case they were struggling with that. But anyway, moving on to the player gate, we have to add some things to this, right? So we need to go ahead and insert a number value into it. So boom, let's go ahead and drop a number value. You're going to rename this number value to health. This is going to be health that is displayed, the player, you know, the player's gate health. So that will be displayed overhead. So in the game, it's 500, or at least for the map I was on, it's 500. I don't know if it's different depending on the map, but yeah, it was 500 there and stuff. But of course, you guys can set this to whatever you want. And then I'm going to go ahead and insert a billboard GUI into the player gate. I'm going to rename this billboard GUI to health GUI, right? As for the properties, size is going to be 5, 0, 1.5, 0. And then the stud offset is going to be, or sorry, studs offset is going to be 0, 5, 0. So which means it'll be, you know, a little bit above it, right? And then I'm going to, I think that was all the, I believe that was all the properties. Then I'm going to insert a text label into the health GUI. And then of course, we're going to rename this health text label. You already know, let's do some things. Let's do stuff like this. Okay. So the whole point is we want the background color to be, you know, green, of course, since this is health. I do want it to have a good border. So I have to do like inside. Yeah. So I do want it to have a border. Of course, we want to increase the size of the text label. So let's do 1, 0, 1, okay, 1, 0, 1, 0. So boom, there we go. Something like that, right? So we're gonna have the size like that, and then position will just remain the same. We have, oh, I spelled that wrong. Text health text label, right? And then come down here, bold text, rich text, scale the text. You can make the text color white. And then you can make the text stroke transparency black as well. And then by default, you could just have it set to health colon whatever, you know, the starting health is. So 500 out of 500, right? So I'd have it like that. And then we'll update this as our health is changed, right? So to my knowledge, health, you can't regenerate health. I don't know if like the gate gets more health like after every wave. If it does, someone let me know. Like I honestly didn't check this or that, but yeah, I'll add that in the future possibly. Anyway, we're then going to head on over to services. We're done with all the stuff in the workspace, right? We're going to actually insert another folder, but let's save ourselves some time. Let's control D the units folder, and then we're going to rename this folder to enemy. So, or sorry, not enemy. enemy units and stuff, right? So just like the units folder, this is going to be enemy units, because I do realize that there are different enemies inside of the inside of tower defense games, that like some have more health than others. So we're gonna need, different enemies. Now I'm only gonna start off with one. We can add more in the future, but for now we're just gonna start off with one. So all I'm simply gonna do is just, of course, rename this to just enemy, like, just basic enemy. And then of course I'm just gonna change the colors. I honestly just wanted them all to have different colors, just cause, honestly. So I'll make this one like blue, I guess. Oh wait, no, I already made one that was blue. I guess we'll do black. Black. Oh, wrong one. Black. 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 Okay. So then I'm going to put the enemy inside of the enemy units folder, right? And then we have our enemy ready to go. Now we can go ahead and actually get to the actual scripting. We're done with all that other stuff. We actually didn't need to make any changes to the local script. We just have to make changes to the server script. Oh, also inside of sound servers, you're gonna need to get a hit sound, hit, kill, slash, punch, shot, gunshot, whatever. It doesn't matter, whatever type of sound. This is a sound that's gonna play whenever the what are they called? The units. Whenever you spawn a unit down to like defend, the gate and stuff, this is the sound they're gonna make every time like they shoot one of the enemies and stuff. So yeah. So let's open up the server script. We gotta add some things. First, we gotta create some variables. So after the teleport service, we're going to, of course, get the sound service. So local ss is equal to game get service sound service. Then you're gonna go right after the core event, and then we're going to create a variable for the enemy units folder. So enemy units is equal to game that server storage. Wait for child enemy units, right? Then I'm going to go down here. We're gonna scroll down. We're gonna go right here. So pretty much right after we fire the remote event for the joined event, we're going to create a while loop. We're gonna say while true do enter, and then I'm going to clone the enemy. So local enemy is equal to enemy units dot enemy clone. Then we're gonna say enemy pivot to workspace.enemy gate.cframe, and then we're going to say times cframe.new -1, -1, -5. Now, this may not spawn the enemy exactly where you need them to, and if that's the case, it's fine. Just adjust these numbers if need be. X is left and right, Y is up and down, and Z is forward and backward. Adjust these numbers as need be, right? Because I cannot tell you how to adjust this. You have to mess around with the numbers until it spawns quickly. I honestly can't tell you because I don't know in what part of the 3D plane your gates are and stuff like that. But anyway, we're then gonna say enemy dot parent is equal to workspace. So we're gonna parent to the workspace after setting in C frame, and then of course we're gonna add a test.wait. So this is up to you for the duration. I'm just gonna put 3 seconds in between, right? So then we're going to go ahead and scroll down here and add some stuff here. So right here, we're going to skip a line to go right after we create the unit and stuff, the unit variable and stuff. Here's the part where we're going to have it so that the unit can defend for you and stuff like that. So we're going to say while unit stuff, pretty much while the unit, exists and stuff, right? So while we're going to use a for I loop, so for I v in pairs loop. So for I comma v in pairs, you're then going to say workspace get children. We're going to get all children, and then we're just going to check to make sure that they're enemies. So if v.name is equal to enemy, right? If v.name is equal to enemy, if v.name is equal to enemy, and in parentheses, you're going to just simply say unit dot humanoid root part dot position minus what was it? Oh yeah, enemy. Or not enemy, v dot humanoid part dot position, then go on the outside and say dot magnitude, and then you're just simply going to say less than equal to whatever number you want. I found that 20 actually works pretty well. It's a nice range. This value right here is going to be your range and stuff. So the bigger the number, the bigger the range that they'll have and stuff. Then enter. Then you're going to say v dot humanoid that health is less than equal to 25. So that's how much damage we're going to do. But again, these values are adjustable and stuff, so all depends on you guys. Then we're going to put a break. This is so that they can only damage them one time. It's because if we left this break out, it would just keep damaging them over and over so long as they're within range and stuff, right? And then of course we want a cooldown, so let's wait let's put, let's have it at 1 second intervals. Let's have, so it damages them in 1 second intervals. Then we're gonna go after this, and we're gonna create another for I v in pairs loop. So this time I'm gonna say for I comma v in pairs. We're gonna say workspace get children once again. Then I'm gonna say if v dot name is equal to, in quotation marks, player gate, right? Then enter. Oh, sorry. And enter, right? You're gonna say v dot touched connect function close, or sorry, in parentheses put hit, then enter. You're then going to say if hit dot parent, so if hit dot parent exists, pretty much this is a check to make sure that it is a character of sorts, whether it be, the player touching it or the or an enemy, right? So if hit dot parent and enemy units, regular brackets, or sorry, not regular, right? Find first child, hit that parent name. So this is how we confirm that they're an enemy. Then enter. You're then going to say hit that parent destroy. We know it's an enemy. So this pretty much is when the enemies reach your player gate and stuff, because then they'll be destroyed and will and the gate will take some damage. So then you'll say workspace dot player gate dot health dot value is less than equal to, I saw in the game that it does 100 damage. Again, all adjustable values, do whatever you set it to whatever you want. Then we're going to use an if statement. We're going to say if workspace dot player gate dot health dot value is less than equal to 0. This is just a double check to see if, like, the player pretty much lost the game. So if that is the case, we're going to say for IV in pairs game dot players get children. We can do this because the only players inside of the game would be the players currently playing and stuff. So yeah, we can just do TPS teleport, and then you're gonna get your second place. Now remember, this is why I was saying it's gonna be a little different until we finalize everything. So the way I set it up is so that if the player gate is destroyed, they lose all their health, they're gonna be sent back to the lobby, and then they'll hop back on the thing, queue up, and then come back to a new server and stuff. That's the way I have it now, but of course we'll have an incremental wave system in the future. But yeah, so to get your lobby place, remember, same thing we did before, asset manager, go to places, but this time make sure you get your lobby, not your second place. So then we're just gonna control V, right, put that in there, and then for the player right there, boom, see it two ends. Then you're simply just gonna say workspace dot player gate dot health GY, or sorry, that health, health GY. That health text table, that text is equal to, in quotation marks, you're going to say, what was it? Oh yeah, in quotation marks, you're going to say health colon space dot dot dot, and then you're going to say workspace dot player gate dot health dot value dot 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 quotation marks forward, a forward slash, and then your max health value, right? So boom, 500, right? This is pretty much so that it checks to see ahead of time if pretty much the players lost the game, and if it does, it'll send them back to the lobby. If they haven't, nothing will happen here. They won't be teleported, and then it'll just update the health, and then things will just move on from there. Then we have one last while loop. So while true do enter. They're gonna say for I comma v in pairs. You're gonna say workspace get children enter, right? And then you're gonna say if v dot name. Here's the conveyor part. Here's how to make the conveyors make them able to carry the enemies. So v dot name is equal to conveyor, then enter. You're gonna say v dot velocity is equal to v dot c frame dot look vector times. Now the bigger than this number is, the faster it'll move them along. Obviously you want it to like kind of stroll down, not like super speed type thing. So I found that 15 works good for that. So you're gonna skip the two ends, then you're gonna do the test that way 0.2 seconds. You could also do 0.1 if you wanted to, but yeah. Then let me just, okay, I'm good. Then let's go ahead and test to make sure everything works. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts or models, you guys can become either a channel member or a Discord subscriber. Link to either one of those options can be found in the description. Highly recommend it. Stuff. So as you guys can clearly see, the enemies are moving and stuff. Boom. Now I do actually have to go. I have to go get the what's it called? I have to go get the I have to test an actual server to see the whole thing. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so we know that it works, and obviously by now I would have been kicked out of the server. So this isn't an issue. I would have been kicked out of the server by now. So yeah. So the enemies are spawning in. They're moving on the track. Remember what I said, guys. Remember, If they're like, say, instead of going forward, they're going like this direction, flip it. All you gotta do is just rotate them. Or if they're supposed to go this way, but they're going that way, just rotate them, right? Now, we do have to go test this in actual server, so y'all give me a second. I have to go pull up my NoCap Studio place and stuff. So, because remember, we have to go to the lobby first, then we have to equip units. Then we have to teleport over to the main, or not the main, just the lobby place. I'm trying to the lobby place. We have to teleport to the second place. Okay, there we go. So then we are back. Boom, right? Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and then equip all my units. Then I'm gonna hop on the teleport pad, and then we're just gonna have to wait, a smooth little 15 seconds until we teleport over there, and then I'll test the units so that I can place all the units down and ensure that they do damage as long as the enemy is within range. One, that they're doing damage, and two, making sure they're doing damage when they're supposed to, like when they're within range and stuff. They're not just shooting enemies from afar and stuff like that. But it should be teleporting me any second now. There we go. And I've arrived. Okay, perfect. You guys see the enemies. Let me go ahead and place them. Okay, so boom, there we go. We have the, yep, there we go. You guys see they're attacking. So boom. Oh, well, I put them on top of the wall instead by mistake. But yeah. So see, for example, right? You guys see how he has to come in range? Like if I put one like over here, for example, right? If I put one like, watch this. You see, he didn't take any. Oh, well, I lost. And then I came back. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So everything works clearly. But my point is that you guys saw how the enemies that was far away couldn't damage that one because he wasn't within range. So that's how everything works and stuff. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe. If you're new, if you enjoyed this video, just let me know in the comments you enjoyed and that you want the series to continue. I for sure got y'all, because I see a lot of people love the series and I enjoy making the series. So I for sure got y'all with some more videos. As long as y'all keep showing the series some love, let me know of anything you want to see in the future parts in the comments and stuff. And yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.